Good evening, Speed Gaming fans. I'm Kuchiri, and welcome to today's SMZ3 weekly race. Joining me today is the awesome Tracy. How you doing today, Tracy?
Doing great. Looking forward to this race. In particular, we got the Solsky versus Maniacal thing going. But let's talk about multi-world for a little bit because this is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to on a SMZ3 race.
Yeah, normally SMZ3 or Super Metroid and Links of the Past, you may find items like Morph Ball and Kakariko or a sword in Norfair. Now, this time when you see a sword in Norfair, it may be your teammate's sword. Because not only did we shuffle between the games, we suffered between each other players' stuff. That did not come out right.
Yeah, so the players can find their morph balls, or they can find their partner's morph ball. We'll have so the
Or they
seeds
could
are
find both
this.
mole bars.
Or they could, yeah, they could find both of them in their same game. So the teams here, we have Solsky and Hitaka, who are going by the team name of Solsky and Friend. We have Uklon Marathon, Maniacal and Maximum Barnage. And what's really interesting here is that usually Maniacal and Solsky partner up together, and this time around, they decided to go with other people. In fact, happen to know that Maniacal and Barnage are real life friends, so I guess the real life friendship trumps the longtime partnership.
Yeah, no actual team drama here. Just friendships coming in front of other friendships. But,
And a
everyone's friends here, so.
and a friendly competition for sure. Because you know those guys want to beat each other.
For sure.
And it's not a coincidence that Solsky and Maniacal are going to be playing on the same seed. And to that point, the way this works is Solsky and Maniacal will be playing one half of the multi, so they'll find all their items in the same places and all of their partners' items in the same places. Hitaka and Maximum Barnage will be playing on the same seed. They will find all their items and all their partners' items in the same places. So that's going to be how it works. And we do have some trackers here that are going to be working really hard behind the scenes, Mind and me and Ricky of Kokiri, trying to track all those items because it's going to be quite the marathon of tracking there.
And, just to also clarify, this is no man left behind. The seed is done with the second player on one team finishes their game overall. And we're off.
Okay, so typically what you would do, and probably we're going to see this in just a second, is you're going to go straight into Link to the Past. There's only 2 items that you can get to right now, both in logic, since we are doing hard mode. Let's see if either one of them. Oh, it looks like so we got some players deciding to do the Super Metroid stuff first. 3 of them, in
Yes.
fact.
So normally you try to do the fastest path possible. Get to the most items at once. In multi-world, items could be really anywhere. So you really want to make sure you don't skip anything, which is why these runners are going down to Morph Ball. As you see right there, Maniacal found Maximum's heart piece in Sanctuary, and Maximum received it.
Yeah, and in fact, if you leave a Sphere 1 location for a long time in a multi, you might really screw yourself up because there is a lot of times when those Sphere 1 locations are going to have your partner's item, and that partner might get stuck for a little while until you find that item.
All right. So we also did not point out, but we are playing on hard mode today. So expect some tricks in Super Metroid. Player 2s are not giving player 1s a better item here. Sosuke finds a sword for Hitaka, but only missiles for themselves in the same location.
And it looks like Maniacal was going for the cool hand play and didn't quite get it right, so he's going to try again.
Oh, we are also on a beta version of version 11. We have a tile screen now. Some other changes. Ammo upgrades and Link's Pass is taken out. Some other small stuff like that. Still no hints.
Capacity upgrades for bombs and arrows are not in Link to the Past, or not in this game for the Link to the Past items. Also, I do not believe bottles ever have anything in them. Oh, and a Canis and Mario for Hitaka.
Sosuke is just giving Hitaka everything. Same with
Our player 2s are getting quite a bit of good items. Our player 1s, they're kind of empty right now.
Monaco's got some money. Is going to take the southway to Kakariko. We'll probably do some 50-50 bomb hunts here, so they can do all the Kakariko checks.
Meanwhile, Solsky making the early play to the uncle items.
Silvers for himself. That's a nice
That's
find.
nice.
And again, he could still probably find his. There's a chance that Hitaka's silvers could be on Uncle here. There's no rule. Well, nah, but there's still not actually any rules on where items can be. You know, it's not like an even
still
trade.
things still have to be within the logic. For instance, you're not going to find your own mirror behind a mirror spot. That can't happen. But yeah, things could be pretty deep in the other player's game. This probably won't happen here, but these multi-worlds can be played. I guess the maximum number is actually 128. I don't think anybody's crazy enough to try that many, but I've seen ones with up to like 10 people, and I've seen as late as 5 hours in for a morph ball on a multi-world. So it can go pretty darn long.
We did get a map check for player ones. Player ones have 3 crystals for the Light World dungeons.
That's always nice. And a nice tree pull there for Solsky getting a whole lot of bombs.
Yeah, no, Hitaka relayed that information to Solsky because Hitaka just got that tree pull.
Yeah, those tree pulls are going to be the same in both players.
So some prizes. And the fairies. What bottles they give. Alright, so we have a few people going into Hyrule Dungeon. Decided not to go. Oh, Hitaka's stealing key going to the back of Escape.
That's an interesting play this early.
We'll see. Nope, Maxim is going to take the key down, so we'll see some route diversions here. We're getting some ammo upgrades in Chicken Hut.
Oh, and there's a fire rod for Solsky. So Maniacal will get that fairly soon. Very easy place to get. Sometimes when you see an item sitting there, and you're like, okay, is that for me or is that for my partner?
And then you tell your partner how much of my PayPal to get that for you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, another thing we should mention, since this is SMZ3, we are still based on version 29 of the Link to the Past randomizer, which means that the dark rooms are still only in logic with the lamp. The fire rod does not open up any additional dark rooms like it does in V31. And also you'll notice that you probably already noticed that we got silvers. We do not have progressive bows here. We do have simply silver arrows and a separate bow.
All right, we did find half magic for Maniacal in the boomerang chest.
It's always a nice luxury item.
Hitaka in the point where he can't get anything because Sochi just found a whole bunch of stuff for him and a wave beam for himself. Ooh, Hitaka actually took a death in a dark room. That's unfortunate. And now we have, sometimes you get a graphical glitch. Big keys or maps return into the item you receive. Ooh, Maniacal gets a book.
That always the thing you want to see. But at least with Desert being a crystal, it lets you get in there. Don't have a glove yet to finish it off. Don't even have a fire source, so he'll get one of those pretty soon. So can't quite finish Desert. Maybe boots locked, but at least it gets him in there.
He may also just go ahead and check pedestal, because you never know. Because you never know. In fact, that's actually the route he's going, because he went from South Kakariko up. It wouldn't take too long for him to divert to the pedestal and save him quite out of there.
And another nice tree pull, big 20s there. So Maniacal about to get his fire on. And we see a whole lot of darkness on our bottom players, Barnage and Hitaka, both doing some dark rooms.
Yeah, they're both trying to get to the back of Escape. I don't know if either one of them have gotten into Dark Cross yet.
And Barnage, having not gotten a sword yet, is resorting to using bombs and Cane of Samaria in order to figure out where he is. Of course, he's out of magic, so he now has to only use bombs.
We have a 8-minute ped check here. We'll see if pedestal for player one. Mind you, pedestal's different for both players. Triple booms for player one this time
Well,
around.
triple booms, we don't know who that actually would be for. So with bombs, it's a big who cares, because no one's going to do Pendant dungeons to get bombs. But if it were something useful, you don't always know whether it's for you or your partner.
Chat's hopeful. Second chance pedestal. Hitaka actually made it through Dark Cross. I think Maximum did as well.
And some boots. Oh, and they're for their partners. Oh, you found boots, but you don't get to use them. It's like Hitaka's going to try and death warp here, rather than save and quit.
That was a shovel for a second there before it turned into some red bombs. But we do have a fetch quest now on Maniacal side.
Oh, and we found our first morph ball over there on Barnage's side.
And it's player one's morph ball.
So that's really good for our team Uklan marathon, because that'll incentivize Maniacal to go back into Super Metroid, and he'll be able to get that sword for Barnage.
Hitaka's getting close to that morph ball as well. Maniacal deciding he's just going to burn the mini Moldorms.
Yeah, the mini Moldorms are not behaving. I've never seen one only take one hit from a bomb either. That was kind of weird.
Alright.
Oh, and there's the other morph ball. So we are double morph on the right-hand side here. And a hammer!
Mini Moldorm Cave has a lot of height to it.
That was a very good mini Moldorm Cave.
Still no Dark World yet for either of our teams. We're still looking for that other purple orbs.
Yeah, and they're also going to need a glove or two. In the case of Maniacal and Solsky, they'll need a glove. In the case of Barnage and Hitaka, they'll need either two gloves or a hammer. Or a hammer and a glove. Or access to Aga, or access to the part of Meridia that'll get them into the Dark World. So a gravity suit, or it could be suitless Meridia. We are doing hard mode.
We are getting the Ice Rock Cave checks now. For some more missiles, okay. Oh, we did not see the speed booster.
Yeah, Maniacal getting a speed booster.
So
Barnage getting a speed booster for Maniacal and a high jump boost for himself. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, no. Both the player twos have given the player ones go fast items. One of the changes that I did not realize was both the Moon Pearls and Morph Balls are actually in Spear 0-1 checks.
And in fact, that's a very, very recent change, and really a needed change, because we talked earlier about how you could have a really late morph ball, And a really late Morphball makes it really hard to do anything in Super Metroid. So that's a welcome change to the multi-world.
Solsky, I'm kind of surprised not going to Super Metroid yet. He's going to go ahead and check Shroshla. I don't see him going all the way into Eastern right now. Yeah, no, Solsky's definitely going to go to Super Metroid after this. And we have vanilla text.
Yeah, the text is completely vanilla here. So he's trying to find out where the green pendant is. He's not going to find out. Well, but he does get his partner a fetch quest in that mushroom.
I think that's... Oh, and a hookshot for himself.
Ooh, that's a nice item. Hookshot's my favorite item. I always like to have that hookshot. It's just so useful.
You know, destroy some weaker enemies, gets you over the place faster. Solsky is going to Super Metroid. With Morph Ball, those 10 Power Bombs, and Speed Booster, he has, what, about 35 to 45% of the game he can check now?
That's a good amount. Well, really, he can check a whole lot. Sulis Meridia, not in Logic yet, because we don't have anything to get through it. No, he doesn't have high jump boots yet. He will get them, because we've seen him on the other side.
And he just got him, as you was talking about.
Yep, and we are not yet... No Ice Beam, no Spring Ball, so there's not a whole lot he could do there. And Hell Runs need a few more E-Tanks before they're in Logic, but if he wanted to go over to the wrecked ship, he could go there right now. In fact, that'd be in Logic in normal mode with that speed booster.
Looks like he's actually going to do the Red Tower play. We'll see if he goes in and does a full Brinstar skip.
Yeah, Solsky's kind of he's kind of known for trying for the Brinstar skip, the Brin loop skip, so to speak.
Oh, that's what the other half magic is. So we have all the half magics.
Yeah, half magic just being a very nice luxury item. Nothing you're gonna... You'll miss it if you don't have it, but you don't need it.
Oh, it's so.
And it looks like you're right. Solsky is gonna go start with the Red Tower items.
We'll see what Manak does. If Solsky just finds a mirror for Hitaka, you know, maybe we'll have a world record here. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the record is, so I'm not gonna worry about that.
I did not see what was shoveled. But we're getting a Shroshla check from Barnage.
It looks like Maniacal's gonna go check Gauntlet.
Really risky check here with 1 E-Tank. Just, what, a second in lava does almost 98 damage or something like that?
It's not quite that bad, but it's pretty bad.
Someone
you don't want to get stuck in that acid for very long. We'll just put it that way.
First prize of Gauntlet is 100 rupees for player 1. We're going to get Spazer check here from Solsky's side, but he falls all the way down. He's low on health. Got to be super careful there.
Yeah, in this area, the enemies don't hit real hard. He's going to be fine.
Monatico's being careful not to get items while in the lava. As Barnage does their player 2's mini Mortem Cave. Didn't come up with much.
And we did see a sword on Solsky's side in the Spazer area for his partner. So now everybody on one side has we have swords. We have a couple of swords.
Do we have
We've
swords?
seen 2 swords, so I thought they should both have a sword. I thought, because there was a sword in the ceiling, and I thought that was what Hitaka got. Or maybe it was the other way around. Solski. So maybe Hitaka has it.
Yeah,
It must
no,
be that
yeah,
Hitaka is the
Solski-
Master Sword.
No, Hitaka has a white sword right now. The last time I saw him swing, yeah, white
No,
sword.
it still looks like
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
yeah, Sosuke found his own sword.
Okay.
So once Monako does Spazer, everyone will have at least a level 1 sword.
Well, Maniacal needs to do Spazer and he needs to do Blue Bryn because he hasn't gotten Maximum Barnage's first sword yet. He's the only one that did not do the early Blue Bryn star check.
Now we're doing early supers without Mock Ball, which is always fun to see. And a red mail. That could be Barnage's blue mail. Nope. Let's just have red mail 18 minutes in. Well, Sosuke is the first one to crate.
And missing the quick kill. And missing it pretty badly, actually. So we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Crate's taking Sosuke to prom night. Wouldn't that be funny if that just makes Hitaka's crate automatically stand up as well? Hey, your partner messed this up. I'm standing anyway. Alright, Barnage is going to Super Metroid, while Hitaka is actually sequence breaking to try to get some items. Got his own Spazer, aka the best beam.
Yeah, whatever.
And soft locks.
Fortunately, he can still save and quit out of that. To be fair, if you don't have any other beams, it's good to have Spazer. Just not really what you're looking for.
I do like Spazer just because it's a nice wide shot. And I'm bad at this game. Anyway, Barnes is going through their gauntlet now. Hitaka really wants to make sure Zelda's cleared up before going to Super Metroid.
To be fair, there are a lot more Sphere 1 checks in The Legend of Zelda than there are in Super Metroid, as there are only 2 Sphere 1 checks in Super Metroid.
How to make an elevator ride longer. Having to pause to receive items as you go down. Okay, everyone check Crockett's Cape. Which is the flute.
Ooh, it's a flute. So they're going to want to go get that. Be interesting to see how long it takes for him to get over there. He does not have the energy for the Hell Run yet. Though with that speed booster, he could probably... I still really can't get there.
Now there's an E-Tank here.
Well, it's not even that it's not even the Hell Run so much as... Oh, there's the other speed booster.
So we have boost for everybody, speed boost for everybody.
We found speed booster for everybody. But to my point, that Hell Run is not doable. It's not that the E-Tank's so much the issue, but he has no way to get across to that item. Although you can use speed booster and high jump to jump high enough to get up there. So that is the only possibility. But one E-Tank, no, I can't see him doing that. Not sure it's actually possible.
Alright, we are checking Death Mountain right now on Solstice Sky side. We could check both sides of Light World Death Mountain with hammer and hook shot.
Oh, we see a Bombo sitting there on the ledge, on Spectral Rock, I should say.
And it looks like Green Brand is not getting anything out for Barnage and Monagle this so far. So maybe Sosuke was right to Bryn skip. So we've gotten a lot of nice safety stuff this seed. We've gotten half magic for everybody, boots and speed booster for everybody. It's a very generous seed.
And it's always nice when you have that speed booster when you do this area that Maniacal's doing right now, because that waterway item gets orphaned very easily if you don't have it right when you go through here the first time. Okay, to the comment that Maniacal forgot he has wave. I've known Maniacal for a while, and I know he generally actually prefers to just do the super missile setup, so I doubt he actually forgot.
I mean, if it's faster for you, it's faster for you.
Yeah, basically, we've timed it out. It's actually a little bit faster to use Wave Beam so long as you do it in such a way that you morph. It's actually not an easy trick. So to do it properly with Wave Beam, you want to jump up there, hit the thing with the Wave Beam, and land on the platform all in one motion. And if you're good at that, it's going to be faster. But if you fail it a couple times, it's going to be faster if you're really good at the super missile shot. And I think Maniacal just tends to be more consistent at the super missile, and so he'll often just do it that way.
Results are results. Anyway, we're getting Paradox Cave. First floor had nothing much to it. We're getting some more ammo on this top part.
Plasma beam is nice.
So I believe that means Sosuke has Plasma Wave. We're still looking for Charge and Ice for the full beam combo.
And Maniacal is going to get over to Blue Brinstar, so he will get that sword that we saw earlier.
Plus, we'll see everything else we missed out on, like that rupee. And Maniacal was the only one that did not do Blue Brin of
That's
the
right.
4.
Right, but he's going to hit it right now, and he'll get all the items, where the other 3 could only check the 2 items. Because everything else is locked behind Morph Ball.
Looks like we're going to see Ether Tablet and Hera from Solsky.
Oh, and
we
there's
found
a
the
bow. So Solsky's going to have to get back over to the Brinstar loop at some point. We'll see how long it takes him to get there.
Something about defense item. The restream is kind of choppy, so I didn't see what the whole thing said.
If it says something about defense item, probably a shield of some sort would be my guess.
All right. Good test on everyone. That was just a test. We're about to go see Billy May's room from Maniacal's side. Dungeons still have the same amount of items. We didn't add any items to the dungeon, and all the dungeon item stuff is inside their dungeon. So big keys are still in your own game. You don't have to go to the other players' Hera to find the Hera big key.
No, there's no key sanity here.
Yeah, who would want to play that?
Well, to be fair, the game is already tilted in length and in items to Link to the Past as it is. So trying to add anything like that would just way outbalance it. Unbalance it.
All right, so Solsuke did do our favorite Hero pot, and we do get the key to the basement. The second one maybe down there. We do have a fire source if Solsuke needs to take a little break. But we're about ready to have our first Zelda boss fight.
Well, if Solsuke can manage to get there without falling through another hole.
I mean, those are there. I mean, sometimes they just spawn underneath you. And whose fault is that, really?
Oh, I blame the eggplant.
It has no eyes. How can it see where it's going without any eyes?
And we see an X-ray scope for Maniacal. If he managed to get charged in plasma, should get plasma. If he managed to get charged as well before facing certain bosses, that'll be useful. Otherwise, it really won't do much for him.
So he gets a nice 3 hammers on Moldorm. And the 2 items in Hera for player 1 are missiles today.
Yeah, but he does get a much-needed crystal, so that's at least something to get. He did have to do it.
Yep, and he's up 2 bosses. He has both Kraid and Hera done. So Sosuke's going to do Spiral, and probably after this we'll go to Wreck Ship.
Yeah, certainly would be an option. We're starting to run out of things in Zelda on the top player. Well, between the two, we're starting to run out of things in general. Solsky having done more of the Zelda stuff, Maniacal having done a little more of the Super Metroid stuff.
We are finding a lot of ammo though.
Yeah,
Barnes
ammo is so rarely an issue in these. There are definitely times when you get a late charge beam and you already got all this ammo, this almost feels like an insult to even pick up the charge beam.
But how else would you get Quispy?
You just wouldn't.
Solsky's checking Pegasus Rocks for more super missiles. Hitaka doing Mission Impossible for Spring Ball.
Well, that's always a nice find.
Spring Ball.
Okay, I think Maniacal may be setting up for the wreck ship play. He's just having taken a save. Oh, maybe not. He's going a different direction.
Looks like he's going back to Zelda? No.
No, he's not. Interesting. I thought he cleared up all the Brinstar checks, but maybe he missed one?
Someone's not getting a charge beam on either team.
He didn't get the one here. Okay, so he didn't check the criteria super missiles. If there's nothing here, he'll reset.
Yeah, there's a charge beam on Lumberjack, by the way.
Well, somebody's not getting charge beam, because I don't think anybody's going to do Aga for that.
Oh, yeah. Come and check. Yes, this is logically an Aga Seed.
Yeah, the logic forces charge beam in the sense of it'll always be available before you fight Ridley. But it would be the very rare seed where ammo would be sparse enough so it would actually be worth going and killing Aga to get that charge beam.
Okay, now I think Maniacal's going to Wreck Ship.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like Solstice's going to clean up some more of this the Brinstar stuff, looks like going through Gauntlet right now. We'll see if he continues in Brinstar or switches over to the wreck ship.
Alright, so we're going to check the item down here that's sunken. And just arrows.
Yeah, I don't need those, and a whole lot of rupees. Yes, that's right. The rupees on that Solsky says, yeah, I don't need those. We saw those on the Maniacal side, don't really want them. Does remember to go back and check the Terminator item. Gets a cape. I don't recall if Maniacal picked that up. He must have. He's usually pretty good. Yeah. He's usually pretty good at remembering that stuff.
I believe both runners on both teams have capes now.
Nice. Yeah, well, the cape, one of those things that we can't fit on our tracker, so it's very easy to forget. You'll notice Maniacal having turned off his high jump boots. He probably wants to save that energy, so by not using the Shine Spark. It is possible to jump across, as we see, but it's very, very difficult to do that with the high jump boots on. So we turn them off to make it easier.
Alright, the one item that we can get in wreck ship is just a heart container. We now have to face a little ghost that sounds like an elephant to get the rest of the items.
You'll notice something that Solsky did on his side is he used the fact that he had Wave Beam to check the item in back there, rather than actually using what most runners do, which is use a Power Bomb. Saw what it was and decided he didn't want it, so he saves a little bit of time there. And Hitaka gonna go do the rest of Blue Brinstar, so we'll see what's over there. Yeah, and this is not an easy Phantoon fight. With 2 E-Tanks, no suits, this is not a very safe fight. Maniacal more than capable of pulling it off, though.
Hitaka's trying to do a shrine ball through this section here.
A speed ball.
Speed ball.
Yeah, you have to get a little bit of a short charge here, and then do a mock ball, which basically lets you speed through like that. And you can see him; he did manage to get it.
I like my name better. Anyway, Soski.
Yeah, my name has been around for a lot longer. So you'll forgive me if I stick with the tried and true Super Metroid term.
It's fine. So yeah, we do have Discord if you guys want, to get into stuff like this. Use command !SMZ3. You can go ahead and try this stuff out yourself. It's fun. It's challenging. It's rewarding.
Oh, and Maniacal wasn't quite finished with Phantom when he fired that last super, and he's going to have to go through this enraged phase. This is going to be very not safe. I don't know if he ever turned his high jump boots on. You can actually avoid those flames using the high jump boots if you do it right. He does manage to survive through it, which means at this point it's probably only going to be one missile left, so he'll just be able to fire a super and finish Phantom off as soon as he stops.
Did you ever see the Nintendo Power guide on how to defeat Phantom?
Yeah.
I think so. Use 4 super missiles. Why?
Actually, well, because they weren't worried about speed back then.
So now the Rick ship is powered up. We can explore the rest of it.
And we logically can get to everything in here. Again, because this is hard mode. There are a few locations that wouldn't be in logic with normal mode. Potentially, although with those high jump boots, I actually think that's not true. Yeah, now he turns on those turns those high jump boots back on.
We have not found bow yet for player 1. Player 2's bow is in Alpha Missiles in Blue Bryn. Oh, Maniacal's Mark 5 bow. I did not see player 1's bow.
Yeah, I didn't see where Maniacal's bow came from. Very difficult when you're watching 4 different players in 4 different places on 2 seats.
Basically, yeah.
But I'll trust that our trackers are on top of it and that we did see a bow somewhere. Again, shout outs to Mind of Me and Ricky of Kokiri for doing the hard work, tracking those, hitting those buttons, tracking those items. This is not, and make no mistake, that is not an easy thing to do with this many items.
Alright, so we're going to check, I believe, the Rex Ship E-Tank.
Yeah, it's just super supers. Missiles. Yeah, so Maniacal doesn't care about those. He is just going to go ahead and reset.
Hitaka's about ready to get his bow here from Solski. And it messed up Hitaka's booster.
Yeah, you'll notice Ataka trying to do this when Maniacal did it. You'll notice that he just gave up and decided to just check the item, which you can do just by wall jumping. But now, didn't quite keep that Shine Spark loaded long enough. This is not an easy thing to do. What you want to do is get that Shine Spark set up like he has, and then jump through these, and then jump at the end. And you see he finally does it on the third try, and just for 20 rupees. Doesn't even bother to pick him up.
Not even worth. Ag is just a piece of heart. Soski finds some money.
Okay, let's see what the speed booster item is. Oh, it's a lamp. Not an item that the runners necessarily need, but it's definitely an item that makes things a lot easier. I'm pretty certain Maniacal will pick that up.
Barnage also
and logically, you need it.
Yeah, Barnage actually does not have a fire source right now, so that could be Barnage's fire source to get through.
Yeah, the fire rod could. Yeah, the fire rod could be behind that lamp, and so it might actually be required. Not just logically, but literally.
Soski just stared at that X-ray. He was like, "No."
Yeah, he knows it's his because Ataka already has X-ray, so he's like, "No, I'm not gonna pick that up."
We did have another dance with Kraid on Barnage's side. He does get the Kraid kill, so now Soski and Barnage are up a Kraid kill. And we get another ball. Alright, time to do the bowling room. Also known as Super Metroid Tea Time. You just let yourself be grappled roughly by the statue and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's a new one. Although we did have a Super Metroid commentator that used to like to call this the social media room because he figured it's a good time to check all your social media apps.
True.
Shout outs to Christofalo. Now, this is actually pretty interesting. Maniacal, he could do a Crystal Flash here. In fact, he very well might. If he wants to get that... Yeah, it's exactly what it's going to be. Because if he wants to get that lamp, he needs more than 29 health to do that Shine Spark. So very heads up there of Maniacal to go ahead and do a Crystal Flash. And did it... tried to do it in such a way that would break the blocks so he wouldn't have to use an extra power bomb. Unfortunately, the blocks respawned a little bit faster than he was expecting. But he does have enough to get out. And of course he finds an E-Tank, so it turns out he didn't need... No, it's Barnage's E-Tank, so he did need to do the Crystal Flash. Let's see whose lamp this is. It is... Yeah, actually that makes a lot of sense. Since that gives Barnage a fire source, Maniac already had a fire source with the fire rod.
Alright, so it looks like both Hitaka and Sosuke are going to be doing Wreck Ship at the same time. So we know what Sosuke is about ready to get for Hitaka and himself. But we get the blue cane for Hitaka. Croc Escape is nothing for player 2s.
Right now, Barnage is the only one back in Link to the Past. Let's see where he's headed next. Like he's gonna at least check the spectacle rock items. I saw something red there.
It was a red. Yeah, it was a red banana.
Red banana. Red. I was about to say red boomerang. I assume that's what you meant.
Red boom nana? Nanarang? Nanarang. That's it. I'm not changing it now.
That works for me.
I wonder if it's too late to change my league team name to Nanny Reigns.
I don't know. And Maniacal picking up the mirror for maximum Barnage means that Barnage can go a little bit further. The timing's a little bit bad because he'd already checked Spectacle Rock, but he can now go up Tower of Terror if he wants.
I mean, he was going to have to save the old man anyway.
Well, and you always want to because you want that save and quit spot. So I do believe Maniacal has now cleared off all of Brinstar and Wreck Ship and Criteria.
Yep.
I believe Solsky has gotten to most of it too. I don't think he's quite gotten. He may not have gotten to all of it.
Oh, we get a map check for. So we get blue pendant swamp, red pendant pod, 5/6 crystal at Thieves Town. That means another 5/6 crystals in Light World that I did not see. So this is a green pendant Hera, which means today will for player 2 it'll be for 3 items, 2 in the dungeon and 1 off the green pendant. Itaka gets fan tuned down, and Solsky's still in the middle of their fight.
And we finally have a sword for everyone.
This has honestly been a very nice seed for runners. Now we just have to find Master Sword for everybody.
Oh, and there's a hook shot on Hitaka's side. So it looks like Barnage is going to need to get over to Wreck Ship in the not too distant future. Oh, and there's a Various suit for Barnage.
Oh,
So that might keep him away from that Wreck Ship for a while, because now he can do a whole lot more of Norfair. I shouldn't say he... Yeah, and in fact, because of the low E-tanks, it takes that Various suit to put it in logic until and unless we find more E-tanks.
I was going to say, I mean, at least Super Metroid's fast check, though. I mean, the areas doesn't take too long. So even if Barnes finds nothing in Norfair, it's not too hard to go over to Wreck Ship and get the hook shot.
Oh, he'll get there eventually, especially considering that location.
Oh yeah.
He may not get there for a little bit while longer. And without a hammer and without a Master Sword, we do have to do this the intended way.
Barnes was prepared to use the cape to finish this fight off.
Yeah, better than dying in this case. Maniacal pulling up very nice crate quick kill.
Only runner so far of our 4 to do so. Everyone gave him a golf clap. Okay, let's see what's at this E-tank location for Hitaka. Oh, it's a mirror. He is going to have to go get that. And I don't know that if he turned off his high jump boots or not. It's much easier to make that jump without the high jump boots because then you don't bonk your head. So player 2's
yeah, there we go. He's turning off those high jump boots right now. He'll have a much easier time getting it.
Yeah, so player 2's Wreck Ships are more stacked than player 1's were, which happens in multi-world.
Okay, there he goes. Gets it the next time. He was really hoping that it would be nothing. Wait, and he's... So you notice how he reset there? You can do that, because once... If the item is for your partner, once your partner gets it, if you reset, your partner keeps it. If it's your own item, then resetting means you'll have to go back and get it again.
But yeah, now Solsky is just missing flippers and Dark World access from being able to do Swamp right now.
Well, we're all missing Dark World access. That Moon Pearl is nowhere to be found.
Which right now it kind of looks like we're going to either have to start dipping dungeons, which players choose once everyone gets some of their wrecked ships. We'll be able to full clear Eastern.
Yeah, I think Barnage is going to go do the Norfair play right now because he's got that Varia suit.
I mean, he was on the mountain
And
already.
that's really good timing. Now Barnage has the speed booster, which will make a lot of these checks a lot easier and a lot faster. Maniacal, on the other hand, with only 2 E-Tanks, does decide to do the save because these Hell Runs are not yet in Logic. We'll see what he decides to do. Probably going to at least check the Ice Beam. That is in Logic because you only need 2 tanks for that one. But in SMZ3, it takes 5 E-Tanks to make the Hell Runs through the Cathedral area in Logic. Although they do have Speed Booster. They can get over there and get over to Bubble Mountain at least.
Oh, well, it's normally 2 tanks for Ice Beam, but if you fall into lava...
Well, the logic says 2 tanks. That's not quite the same as what it might actually take if you screw it up.
I think you might need a little bit more E-Tanks if you're going to take a nice bath.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work. Basically, Maniacal is trying to Crystal Flash, but he got hit by the little fireball from the Namier head. That was not going to... Basically, when you're going through Crystal Flash, you have no iframes, so if you get hit, you're just going to die right there.
Yeah. So Hitaka found the flippers I was talking about for Solski. So again, Solski, once he gets Dark World access, has full swamp access at the same time. So player 2's wreck ships were just loaded.
Okay, looks like Maniacal is going to go over to Croc. Makes a lot of sense. He knows that Flute's there, if nothing else. Hopefully he gets some extra help to get through.
Lucky E-Tank from his partner at the last minute.
Yeah, even an E-Tank, would help him out a lot here. He does still have Crystal Flash ammo, and that can help him out. He has enough for at least 1. Not too far away from being able to have 2 if he gets the right drops.
So Hitaka got done with their bowling room. Solski's right behind him. Unfortunately, Hitaka won the statue race between the 2 of them. We got some powder.
Yeah, my favorite luxury item. It does add an extra fetch quest, but it is also a very nice item to have when you're trying to go through some of the later dungeons that you can powder the anti-fairies.
Hitaka's about ready to get a very nice refill here. And the lamp. So I will see Hitaka probably doing Eastern next, if I were to hazard a guess.
That would be a pretty good play. I mean, it is a crystal that he can clear because he does have that bow. He does have a lamp as well, so it's completely in logic. Not that he would stop, not that not having a lamp would stop him, but knowing that it's in logic just makes you feel a little bit better that you might get what you need for progression.
Hitaka's actually proving me wrong by going down Red Tower right now, so we'll see what he does on his way down here.
Well, he might clear out the Red Tower items first and then take the portal from Norfair.
But yeah, as I said before, normally like having Varia in Pendant Dungeon would be like a place that most runners won't check. since this is multi-world, all these runners are going to check Pendant dungeons.
Well, it's not even so much Pendant dungeons. Eastern, in particular, a lot of Eastern Palace is Sphere 1. And like we said earlier, the Sphere 1 locations are much more valuable in a multi-situation. And if something really important ends up being in that Sphere 1, you can really slow you up quite a bit.
I was talking about Hera, but yeah, no, Hitaka might actually go ahead and go straight to Hera to get his Varia.
Yeah, that could happen. Yep.
And Solsky is a white eggplant. I have never seen that before.
Yeah, that's what happens to his. It happens to his eggplant sprite when he gets red mail.
Don't know if I ever want to see that happen again. My eyes. Oh, there's a master sword.
And it's Maniacal's master sword.
Oh, apparently we did find a glove. Maniacal got Barnes a glove, which
there it is, right there. It was that Croc. That's our first glove of the seed. Almost an hour in. We still haven't seen any moon pearls.
Wait. Behind Croc had player 2's mitts.
Oh, so there was another glove. Had the gloves? Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. What?
That is a stacked Croc.
Still missing moon pearl, but still, what? Cosign and grapple mitts.
So you see Maniacal checking the actual Croc item and resetting out of that. It's because his energy is fairly low. And so if the item's not worth it, it's better to just go ahead and reset to the save here, because he's going to have, he still needs to get out of this area, and I think he's going to want to try and get that flute he saw earlier. And this is a pretty low amount of energy to do that with, so he's going to have to be really careful. And like I said, his only way to get it, he doesn't have space jump or grapple beam. He's going to have to go ahead and do a run and jump from a small ledge area in that room that flute is in. Oh, did we find a moon pearl? We just found a moon pearl.
We found moon pearl, and we were being corrected. Maniacal found the player 1's glove at grapple, not a second player 2 glove. So Maniacal has dark world access.
He does indeed. You also notice Maniacal pausing before his reserve tanks can take hold. That's because another situation where the iframes don't hold out for you. So if he were to let the reserve tank go off on auto, he's losing energy at the same time he's gaining energy, so he doesn't get the full benefit of the reserve tank.
And that flute was player 2's flute.
And Maniacal, you notice doing a menu check, since it can be very easy, even though most of these guys do have personal trackers, it can be very easy to lose track of the items you're getting when you're getting them flung at you very quickly during a multi-world.
So we're getting almost done with our upper Norfair checks. I do believe the last place would look is Waybeam location. We'll see if Barnes wants to use some jumping to get to lower Norfair.
Yeah, it's kind of a low tank amount right now to do that. I suspect he's going to do some more Link to the Past before he does that play. But he does have the items that are necessary to do it. He does have enough tanks to do it. With just high jump boots and Varia in hard mode, that could end up being required. He does actually have one more item to check. I do not believe he's checked the cathedral item, because he did go through Crocomire first instead of doing Bubble Mountain first. So he may go ahead and check that on the way back here.
We know he needs to get to Wreck Ship for all the goodies that were there.
Yeah, quite a few things over in the wreck ship. And there you see Maximum Barnage, even though he has that speed booster, is going to go back this way so he can check that one item. I think I just saw some power bombs, but let's see. Oh, no, that's the other Moon Pearl.
All right, we're getting map check, Pendant Thieves, Pendant Ice, Pendant Skull Woods. I did not see the 5-6 crystals.
Yeah, Pendant Thieves is the worst. Never like to see Pendant Thieves when I'm playing. Never, because you have access to it immediately upon being able to get to Dark World, unless you're in a very weird situation where you have neither hammer nor sword. And so there's really nothing to say, hey, there's an item in Thieves Town, because it's always open.
And there's the other bow.
The other bow.
So we just opened up to see quite a bit of that Moon Pearl and the bow. We're still looking for Maximum's hammer or second glove right now.
And Barge finally having a glove is going to go ahead and do the back of escape here. If I recall, we saw this on Hitaka's side, having gone through the dark rooms.
Yeah, it was Maniacal's boots.
So you see Maniacal getting some goodies here.
Soski's in desert right now. 2 items up for grabs. And we can fully clear this with the boots if this is boots locked. Again, another bile.
And for what it's worth, it is boots locked, but we have them, so we don't care.
Oh yeah, Sosuke hasn't done Croc, so we have no glove. Never mind. I lied.
Well, it can be fully cleared, he just can't do it. So the comment about getting hammer from the Pyramid Fairy, that is a thing that happens on occasion, but that is sequence breakable. So we'll see what happens. I doubt that's going to come up. We'll see.
So
see how
Sick
well
Kid,
your sequence breaks.
So Sick Kid on Halloween likes to wear a gravity suit and just gave one to Barnage.
Nice. So yeah, Maximum Barnage with both suits in, and Maniacal still waiting for his suit.
He's going casual right now instead of business formal.
Yeah.
So Maniacal's going to see that charge beam is on Lumberjack.
Yeah, and he's probably telling Maximum Barnage right now that somebody's not getting charge beam because, yeah, not doing AGA. Just
that or how much is the PayPal to get that charge beam?
Yeah. Well, considering they're a team, the only way I can see Maniacal deciding to get that charge beam is he ends up in a situation where he can't do anything else. And so, maybe go ahead and pick it up for your partner.
Yes, we have that mode that we have not talked about yet.
Yeah, well, Chad was plenty talking about it before we even went on the air. So it's been covered for at least a little bit.
Maniacal, you gave my friend a gravity suit, gave me a heart. For
no,
my
he didn't
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you love my friend more than me? Barnes is doing Eastern. 3 items up for grappies there. Plus, we can also see what green pendant's holding for player 2's. Barnes remembers that he got the green pendant. Solski's going to dip Eastern. He does not have the bow from Spike Cave, though.
Yeah, we'll get 2 players in Eastern at the same time. 2 different Eastern palaces.
So would you say these will be parallel worlds?
Not exactly. But yeah, like you say, Barnage will be able to finish this dungeon. Solski will have to leave because we know he won't get the bow in here.
Well, Maniacal will also be able to finish Desert. We do know there's nothing on Lamos, though, so...
Yeah, no items here, but there is a crystal. I should say nothing we're looking for anyway.
Oh, I think it was like Bottle, and I don't remember what the second one was. Ooh, Hitaka found a hook shot somewhere.
Yeah, we see 2 hook shots. Interesting the contrast here. We see Maniacal and Barnage having both having the bow. We have Solski and Hitaka both having a hook shot.
I completely forgot that he found it in his wreck ship. So we're going to see some player 2 Paradox caves here.
Yeah, let's see what Hitaka's going to pick up. Rupees, missiles, flippers.
Nice. So that's both teams' flippers.
Bombs. Supers. Okay, but he did get one good item there. He did get those flippers.
Alright, Soski's done with the Eastern. I did not count the items, but I believe there should be something on Armos.
Well, we'll find out in just a second, because Barnage is going to go ahead and finish it, since he does have a bow.
Well, they're playing 2 different seats.
Oh, you're right.
There's no link between these worlds.
Well, there is a link, but not between those 2. But we'll see what Barnage has in his Eastern, so we'll find out in just a second, as Barnage does go for the quick kill here. Starts it off very nicely. Finishes off by very nicely, does manage to get it without turning the last Armos Knight red, which does not allow for his HP to fill up again. I do believe I just saw some arrows or something we don't care about there.
It was a piece of art.
Oh, well, pieces are at least a little bit better than arrows. I mean, you know.
We have some healthy seeds. You know, the player 2s are still on their green mails, while the player 1s are on red mails.
That's okay. The player 1s have the advantage of the armor, and the player 2s have the advantage of the suits.
Solski does have Zora money. And we have some silver
money.
Moldorms.
No, yeah, nobody suffering from money issues here.
Ooh. So now everyone has silvers. Well, everyone will have silvers once Maniacal does Waterfall. Wait, does that mean? Wait, I just realized Spazers was in the same locations for both players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. It can happen though. There's no reason that can't happen.
Ooh, Barnage is doing Meridia. Instead of the wreck ship he should
That's
be
true.
doing.
We do only have, well, we don't know it's in Meridia. He may, and it looks like he did just decide to, maybe he's just gonna blow up the tube. A lot of players will do that early, once they have the gravity suit.
Yeah, for a second there, wait, did Monaco do that cave? Because I remember Spacers being on that side, but not Silvers. Wait a second. Anyway, so we got our first half of Hype Cave today. First up is Bombs for Barnage. Followed by a Shield. Grapple for Barnage. Missiles for Barnage.
Well,
so
Hype Cave today was all hype and no substance.
I'll call that player 2 out of 10. Anyway.
And we're going to see an X-ray check for Maximum Barnage now that he has that grapple beam. That's actually really good timing for that.
Get a nice little X-ray check.
And it's just power bombs. And he thinks about grabbing them, but figures that between the two of them they have enough. They don't need more.
Alright, nothing on Pyramid. Soski does have 40 power bombs. He could probably Crystal Flash his way through Lower Norfair now with that health.
Well, I not with only 4 E-tanks, but yeah, he's not that far away from that possibility.
There we get Grumpy Fish check. Is Soski going to make this?
Oh gosh.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
barely. He's gonna Crystal Flash before the Croc fight starts. I think that's a really smart play. 4
health. Oh no! Oh, I will laugh that Croc just killed him there.
Oh, thankfully that didn't happen.
That would have been probably the first kill Croc has ever gotten on speed gaming. That I know of.
Okay, I'm not sure what Maximum Barnage just got there over at the missile there in the Main Street area, but he did pick up something, and I don't think he blind picked it up. Was it? Oh, did he blind check it?
I think he checked it, but decided he wanted the money.
They don't need money at this point. He either he must have blind checked it. Oh, that's a screw attack.
Oh.
He's gonna get it eventually.
Meanwhile, Hitaka gets Eastern done.
And it's his own screw attack.
It's always nice to have. Monaco's paying the monkey to get into pod. Full clearable. No, yep, he has bow.
And on Maniacal's side, we'll get to see what that last item is. If he decides to go to Eastern now. If Barnage gets him that mirror so he can go to Eastern right after this. For now, we're just going to see pod.
The runners in the Eastern area check their green pendants. Because Hitaka has green pendants, so does Barnage.
I want to
GPU
say one of
missiles,
them.
okay.
I want to say one of them did, and it was nothing, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's so hard tracking so many screens at once. So I'm used to, like, whenever I'm calming usually like 4 runners, like I know what areas are. But like so I'm so used to just ignoring like when some players do areas that's already been checked. This time you have to try and remember who did
Who
what on
did
both
what?
sides.
And, yeah, there's
Yeah.
2 different seeds going on.
Alright, so Hitage got the Master Sword. Sosuke gets his Power Glove. Oh, we can even check Shack Tool today on Barnage's side.
Yep, with that grapple beam, he could do that.
I do believe that means for player 2, no hard mode tricks was actually required today. Not that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I don't know about that. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember exactly what was on the. Sometimes we forget what some of the hard mode tricks were. So things like Mach Ball into early supers and stuff like that. Okay, Maximum Barge does take a save so that he can check these sandpit locations and possibly reset. Sees a space jump.
I don't think that's being reset.
No, it'll be reset because it's not his. We'll see what the other item is. Power Bomb. So Barnage safe to reset if he wants to.
He's going to check. Oh, there's a reset. I was going to say he was just going to go ahead and check Shack.
No, he might go ahead and do the left sandpit and do that to Shack Tool if he wants to check Shack Tool at this point. Yeah, and D-Web making a good point in chat that we still haven't eliminated the possibility of Maximum Barnage having to do a gravity jump to get to Lower Norfair to get Meyer access. Having not seen Mitts on his side yet.
We're getting a hammer jump on Maniacal's side.
With no lamp on the player 1 team. On the player 1 side,
we do. Teams.
Yeah, well, the player 1 players. He is gonna have to do this in the dark.
This is now player 1s versus player 2s.
Well, to be fair, when all the players get into go mode, it is a race for everybody, a race for themselves.
But not really a race.
Not really, but a race, but not a race. But a race.
Wait, we found an ice rod. There's an ice rod for Maniacal inside Dark Cross.
You mean the dark maze of Pod?
Dark maze. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. It's all dark. You can't see. You have to remember where they're at. Sometimes there's 4 of them.
And we get Shack Tool. Get your Shack Tool hypes in chat. I don't know how many bottles that is. I don't know if Monaco already has all 4 bottles. We found a lot of them already.
Yeah, bottle's one of those items we don't keep track of in SMZ3. One of those ones we don't have quite enough room for, so. And pretty much once we've checked Sick Kid, we don't really worry about them that much.
I mean, we could check everything, but you know, the squares will be the restreams will be half the size. You'll need your double seeing glasses. Anyway, Shaq is dead for player 2s.
Okay, so Barnes gonna go ahead and reset. See if he goes ahead and finishes Meridia at this point.
Solski is doing all the lava runs. I don't think Maniacal did these. And isn't finding much.
Maniacal did go to Croc. He did not do the Bubble Mountains one because the number of E-tanks he had at the time was a little bit low for those.
Alright. So, going through the back end Meridia, we got a quick Batoon fight.
And Maximum Barge is going to finish Meridia. I like this decision. There's not a whole lot left. Might as well finish it out. He still needs to get to that wreck ship, though.
And then we got a Helmstar King on Maniacal side.
And with Silvers, let's take one more shot.
Wait, is that Temper Sword? Maniacal got a Temper Sword somewhere in the dungeon.
I
That's pretty big.
didn't see that. Let's see what his sword looks like in just a second. I still
Barn is
couldn't
found.
see.
He'll do the twirl here in a second. Plasmine was just found by Barnage in My Precious.
Well, there it is. That is a tempered sword.
I'd like to welcome everyone from Speed Gaming 2 to our multi-world Havoc. That's what we're going to call it right now.
Yeah, I would second that, Havoc.
Ooh, we're doing some speed booster strats against Dragon here.
Yeah, Marnish has lots of choices here. He has plenty of ammo. He's got grapple beam if he wants to use it, or he can use that speed booster. It looks like he's kind of combining all of those things together.
Oh, nice Dragon walk right there. Does get grabbed for a second, but that's fine. And that's a dead shrimp. So if you're just joining us, we're playing Super Metroid Link to the Past Multi-World, where we took two games, mixed the items in between those games, and then mixed them between two players. So all the runners will have to find each other's items and all that good stuff. Just to let everyone know, we are going to be blacking out the stream for about 30 seconds in order to fix our trackers. So do not panic. Do not panic. Don't panic.
This has never happened before.
It's so dark. I can't see anything. Why did we get the lamp?
Okay, that's a good one. Well done, Elharm. Well done. I do see things more tracked on the screen. Unfortunately, we have a nice picture on our hands now.
If we'll get it fixed there soon, the second guys
Yeah,
have to respond to everyone's
our wonderful restreamers are on it.
All right.
And shout outs to Feasel for fixing the tracker and Miss Metroid for hanging with us and doing all the restream setups. It's not an easy thing to do at all. And she does a great job as always.
So, Solski's inside Swamp Palace. 6 items up for grabs. Plus, it's one of our 5/6 crystals.
And Barnish has one last check over in Meridia. Gonna go to Plasma. Let's see, he might go ahead and just go to the wreck ship via the Forgotten Highway from here. We'll see. It's actually not faster to go that way unless you have the right combination of items, but that would include space jump. So we'll see if he decides to go that way or decides to go a different direction.
All right.
On the other hand, he might have save scum. So if you save scum this, you can reset out of the room if it's not his item or crap item.
Also, thanks to Thoron for the Twitch Prime sub, supporting our awesome speed gaming channels. Allows us to stay on the air. We do now know that both Solski and Monaco has morph ball bombs. That was inside one of the chests inside Eastern. Yutaka will be grabbing his gravity suit.
And just rupees at the plasma beam. So Barnish does go ahead and reset. They weren't even his rupees, so he doesn't even have to worry about losing them.
He buy that for $20. Which is what that was. Okay, never mind.
I see where you're trying to go with that. So Barnish probably just going to go back into Link to the Past from here. He's checked pretty much everything but Lower Norfair and Wreck Ship. And at some point he needs to get to the wreck ship because we do know there are several items there that his team needs to get.
We'll also be able to see what the item on Armos is because Monaco can actually beat.
Yep, he's got that bow.
Armos. He does also have Helm's Heart King defeated as well, so this will be his third crystal. And we have more raids! Welcome, Speed Gaming 3! You're just joining us. We are slowly losing our minds, trying to keep track of 2 separate seeds between 2 players that has all 600 items shuffled between them.
And just bombs on the Armos Knights. So nothing important there. We do see a bombos on the mushroom turn-in for maximum barnage.
Which means the other bombos is player 1's bombos.
Yeah, and that's an interesting find for him because a lot of times that'll lead you over to Ice Palace.
Left side swamp has the flute for player 1's.
Ooh.
So that means getting to that wreck ship is a little bit more important for Barnage. Which I think he's...
No, he looks like he's going to Lower Norfair.
He's going to Lower Norfair.
Now, to be fair, if we do see those suits before, even just the Varia suit, Maniacal will be able to get over to the Mire area just fine, as far as the flute goes. But he does need that mirror to get over to Swamp Palace.
That Barnes will be able to clear out, depending on Medallion, be able to clear out both Mire and Desert. Plus check Mire Shed, plus get all the items that's in Lower Norfair, except for the space jump lock time.
Yeah, no space jump. He'll be able to see what it is, but he won't be able to actually get it because the game looks for space jump when you land into the statue that lowers the acid.
All right, looks like Soski's not going back for the big chest just yet. Finds his own cane. Stacked swamp right now for player one. This is
Yeah,
where
that's a lot of
all
stuff in
player one's.
swamp.
This is where all player one's items been hiding. So Solski's baying that there's a dungeon item inside the big chest right now. Going to face Argus. Manacle's going to go ahead and get the shield. Which is his own shield. Oh no, it's Barnage's shield.
Yeah, to talk about the player twos do have enough ammo as it stands to go ahead and full clear Super Metroid if they wanted to.
Soski was a nice kill on Argus.
Not sure what the ammo count is for the player ones, but the player ones also still need some suits, so. And my guess is Maximum Barnage is going to check this item and then go over back into Link to the Past and check out the Mire area for himself. And then he may come back in here, and will at least look at GT. May or may not do the rest of Lower Norfair. He certainly can do the rest of Lower Norfair.
Ooh, that Bombos was required with the mushroom to get into Mire.
It's always good to have the medallions. To get a medallion, you have to use it.
Plus, we also don't have the fire rod yet for Barnage, so
yeah, he might need it for ice. He might need it for ice.
But we don't have mitts yet to worry about that. So we're going to check Mire Shed. E-Tank was the big chest item for Swamp. And Desert was still pretty loaded. It's nice for Molder to stay there with
Yeah, I like how when you get an item in a boss fight, it plays the boss jingle for the item. Got me a little confused there. I'm like, wait, Moldorf's still alive, and he's got the item. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, so this time around, when you destroy the Bombos tablet, you get the Quake instead of Bombos.
I guess that's kind of French vanilla.
Neapolitan?
Sure.
But that is Solski's first medallion for himself. He knows what his Bombos is. We are getting some mirror checks in, like K45. Just a piece of heart. Stumpy gives his Ice Beam. So Hitaka now, I believe, has almost everything. Just missing that Charge Beam that's probably on Lumberjack's ledge.
Yeah, with this ammo, you're not going to worry about Charge Beam, though. And he's probably going to have a lot more by the time he actually has to face Mother Brain, so he'll be fine. Honestly, it's not unusual to have, 120 to 150 regular missiles, 60 to 80 super missiles when you get to the end of the game.
Alright, so dig game, we're already at 14 digs. It's always a guaranteed dig between 1 and 30 for the runners. It's going to be the same for both player ones. We're going deep for this one. Just some supers. Skull Woods are clearable, but it is a pendant dungeon. Looks like Maniacal is going to check it though.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to finish this dungeon unless the second item is on the boss. He already knows that Pet is dead. This is not the green pendant, so there's really no reason. There's no reason to clear this unless the item is there.
Soski wakes up his duck.
And also another reminder that because we are in V29 of the Link to the Past side of the randomizer, the so-called pinball room will still always be a small key, so you're not going to see the runners go into that room. And there's one item, just some bombs.
And that blew. Okay, I know I reached for that one. I'm sorry.
It looks like Solstice's going to do that ped check and find out there's really nothing we care about on the player 1 pedestal.
Barnage is opening up Mire. Going to go ahead and clear that since they went ahead and cleared Desert.
Yeah, this is kind of a rough Mire for him with only a fighter sword, no silver arrows, or Vidi. So it's going to be interesting, but he can full
no
clear.
hammer
It's
either.
difficult.
No hammer either. This is going to be super rough.
If I remember correctly, he does have a cape, so you could use cape straps on Vidi. And the nice thing about the cape in Link to the Past is Link to the Past is kind of notorious for not liking doing two things at once. So if you're wearing that cape and swinging that sword, the magic is not going to go down while the sword is swinging. So what basically happens is when you're using that cape, if you spam the sword, the magic's going to go down very slowly. And he does have half magic, so he will be able to at least take advantage of that.
Soski's also dipping Skull. Monaco's going to try and do the bridge chest just to see if
yeah, he's hoping this is the item and he doesn't have to go kill Mothula. And it is. It's not what he wants, but at least he doesn't have to kill Moth. We'll see. He's not going to Death Warp. Red Mail, 11 hearts. Death Warp is going to take a while, so he's just going to go ahead and walk out. Because unfortunately, he still doesn't have that mirror.
There's the mitts and Mire. Oh, that meant.
Yep, there is one of those key differences. Yeah, there's one of those key differences in SMZ3 versus the Link to the Past randomizer only, because those myths cannot be in Mire in Link to the Past. If it's just the Link to the Past randomizer.
So gravity jump for player 2 is the logical path. Cool.
As far as we still haven't. There's still items yet to be seen, but it's it looks like that is required. There's a good chance that was required. Let's see where Maniacal goes next. Looks like he's going to do some of these North Dark World checks. At some point, these runners are going to have to enter Thieves Town, I suspect, to find something. Like I said, Pendant Thieves Town is the worst. There's never anything to really point you there because it's just so accessible so quickly.
There's 4 items, though, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, but guaranteed one of those items is in the... So it's one of those things where checking the front is not bad. It is, people will compare it to an overworld check. It kind of is. But when you have to go to the back, yeah, it's a little less so. And Maniacal finds himself an ice beam over there in the sea house, so that's nice.
So both ice beams. Actually, we found all the beams except for the charges. We know one is.
Well, we know one is.
So most of Mire was actually skippable because we found the 2 items pretty early. We didn't have to do cutscene chest or the right side big chest in that little block chest location.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's always nice to get those items up out of Mire very quickly. Mire having a whole lot of small keys because there's a whole lot of locked doors that we don't care about in Mire.
And Maniacal's going to go ahead and dip Thieves Town. Today, as I said before, it's normally 4 items, but if you grab the green pendant, it will be item number 5 technically. So there may be some benefit there.
And after Barnage does Vidi, we'll see if maybe he decides, if he makes the decision to go back to that Rick ship play. Right now, it's really hurting them that he hasn't gotten that.
He probably going to clear Lower Norfair, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, real good chance of that because he's right there in near the Lower Norfair portal. The nice thing about Lower Norfair though is it's very, very linear with a slight detour if you want to go get the mouse missiles, so-called. Everything else is very much on path, so you can get through that very quickly, and that will just leave the wreck ship for him.
Now, mind you, he also has a quicker way to Lower Norfair. Now he has Mitts and Flute, so that could be the other way.
He could do it later. Yes, he could do it. He could save it for later because of that those Mitts and that Flute. A little surprised he isn't using the cape here, now that he's low on arrows. It looks like he wants to save those last few arrows for... There he goes. There he's going to turn that cape on.
Tiger's going to go ahead and face Dragon. We'll probably see some cooked shrimp from him.
Okay, he is able to use the magic from the cape to finish off the little eyeballs, and we'll go ahead and use the bow for the rest of it. I didn't quite have enough arrows to finish him off, but he can finish up with 4 sword spins here. Like I said, doing this with just fighter sword, definitely more complicated.
But still a nice kill nonetheless, and the 4th crystal. Team 2 have 4 crystals on both their players right now. It's a red team, the something clan marathon.
Uklon Marathon.
Uklon Marathon.
Uklon Marathon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hera was a pendant. Never mind.
Yeah, Hera on Barnage's side was a pendant.
Yeah, but he still has 2 Super Metroid bosses done, and
Barnage not going to either Super Metroid places. Looks like he may be heading to Thieves Town. Yep. And for him, that's an easy call because it is a crystal. In fact, it's even a 5/6 crystal.
But he has no hammer, so he may be orphaning an item. There's his fire rod.
That's a nice thing. That's a really nice find.
Yeah,
that is a risk. Yeah, that is a risk. It's possible that the small key will be in the big chest, in which case he doesn't have to worry about that item, or it might be one of the map or compass items. So there's certainly a lot of possibilities there. And Maniacal pausing his blind fight to grab that shovel.
Shovel comes back to life for the 3rd phase. What's that? What's that in your hand? Don't worry about it.
He does get that green pendant. You'll see if he goes and turns that in right away.
Looks like Manacle's actually leaving town. Do dig game. Basically everything Stosky's already done. Speaking of dig game, Barnage is going to dig game. We'll see what player 2's dig is like.
Yeah, and it looks like Barnage is going to be doing those Mitts checks. It's just keeping him further and further away from that wreck ship.
And the thing is, I can see why they're doing that. Go mode wreck ship is a thing people like. But unfortunately, it's not in this game. And what is with these long digs today? Is the number of digs the same? Yeah, actually, I think the number of digs may be the same for both players.
Yeah, Hitaka's seeing that there's nothing at his plasma beam and does decide to reset. And we still haven't seen a suit for our top runners.
Well, we do have blacksmiths to do.
Yeah, looks like yeah, Barnes gonna do most of this. Obviously, he can't do the hammer pegs.
Soski gets their pendant as Hitaka's gain out of Meridia. All Hitaka has to do now is do Lower Norfair, which can gravity jump out there and get all the goodies that's in Meyer today.
Yeah, that's probably. There's a good chance that's where he's gonna head next. He can also do desert at the same time. You know, Barnes goes ahead and picks up that purple chest. Is gonna slowly walk it down while doing whatever checks he hasn't done yet here. Maniacal running quickly to turn in that green pendant, hoping it's something useful. Not knowing that Solsky got it shortly after he did. And it's just a piece of heart. So really nothing for Thieves Town from Thieves Town today.
If anyone's following, the Link to the Past League has hit 64 teams. If anyone's been watching that transcribe over the last week, figured some extra news would be great. Oh, hey, we get the Player 2 Hype Caves now.
And today's hype caves, all hype, no substance.
So Player 2 had Player 1 out of 10, and Player 1 had Player 2 out of 10.
Michael still not having his slippers is going to do a water walk to do a couple of these checks. He's going to go ahead and looks like he's going to go check the hobo.
Now, Be Nice is just a man just camping under the bridge, trying to hide from his wife in Kakariko because she keeps on screaming at guys in green shirts saying he's a horrible person or something.
Or maybe she threw him out for a reason.
Catfish gives nothing for both the players.
And Maximum Barge, having gotten that fire rod, looks like he's going to go ahead and do Skullwoods. Again, keeping him further and further away from that wreck ship. On the other hand, you know, we might find a gravity suit or a various suit for Maniacal in one of these locations that we haven't seen yet.
He's going straight to the back.
Oh, with fire rod in a crystal situation, that's exactly what you do. You go ahead and check the back first, and if you have to go to the front, you go to the front. And Maniacal finally picking up those silver arrows from Maximum Barnage. Barnage thinking, damn, couldn't you gotten those a few minutes earlier? Could have used those in that Vidi fight.
You know, he probably could have gotten in sooner if, you know, Barnage went to Wreck Ship to get that flippers.
Yeah, there is that.
Just saying. Graveyard Ledge Strike from Hitaka.
We said energy tank is not something that Maniacal needs to pick up.
Solski's turning in the other green pendant for a piece of heart.
Yeah, so on the Maniacal already turned in.
Oh, didn't see that, my bad. Solsky still needs to do Spy Cave for his bow. He's going to be dipping in another dungeon without being able to finish it. He also forgot Kiki, somehow.
Okay, Maniacal's still only with 3 energy tanks, though. Now he's going to at least go check the Bubble Mountain area. He does have plenty of Crystal Flash ammo and at least 1 reserve. So these are fairly safe hell runs for him. But they're going to be a little slow because he's going to have to constantly refill. And or do Crystal Flashes. And or reset.
Well, he has 3 Crystal Flashes in him, or 2. 3 if he refills his super
Yes,
missiles.
he's got 3. Yeah, he could do as many as 3 if he has all his ammo.
We found the hammer for player 2's. Player 2's hammer is in there. Oh, no one saw that, Hitaka. No one saw that. Everybody saw that. Anyway, so yeah, Hitaga's getting his hammer. So we'll probably see Hitaga do Thieves Town Pod. Or Swamp. I mean, both Pods and Swamp are pendants. So who knows?
Well, none of the risk will be the risk will be gone from Thieves Town with that hammer, so you don't have to worry about leaving an item behind. So I would see a Thieves Town play before going over to Pod. On the other hand, Pod being a pendant, you have the bow. You can get all the items except the item on Helmasaur if there is one. So not a terrible play either.
Well, Hitaka finds his Temper Sword while Barnes gets his Master Sword. But Hitaka has not done Village Valcast, so does not have the Fire Rod, and will probably double back once doing that.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. He's going to get his Fire Rod right after he clears what he can of Skullwoods. And of course, one of the things that makes hell runs in SMZ3 a little bit more difficult than in the normal Super Metroid Randomizer is the E-Tanks are so much more spread out. It's a lot less likely that you're going to run into an E-Tank while you're doing them. On the other hand, with the amount of ammo that Maniacal has, you can Crystal Flash pretty much at will.
Barnes finds his hammer.
And as I say that, there is an E-Tank here, but that is definitely a higher risk of not being able to find those E-Tanks.
Well, we did see that E-Tank on...
We did see on Solsky's side, yes.
Yeah.
Maniacal gonna take a look at the cathedral item. So the question is, where are player 1's Barrier and Gravity suits?
And or mitts. We're also looking for those mitts as well. We still don't know what's on Turtle Rock. It's possible that player 2 is in go mode and chat right now. And technically, go mode is not actually go mode until both players are in go mode. Because even though one player may be in go mode, you'll still see the full clear stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be going to GT before your partner is in go mode, because none of their progression item is going to be in GT. So not only can your progression item not be in Ganon's Tower, the progression item for your partner can't be there.
We are getting some dark East Death Mountain checks.
Yep.
So we'll know what that pendant medallion is. I mean.
Yep. And Maniacal, he's got high jump boots. He's got ice beam. He's got spring ball. He doesn't have a grapple beam, but that does put several of the Meridia checks in logic. Not too many. He can get to Mama Turtle. He can check the Crab Supers. He would need grapple beam to get across the Mount Everest area in order to get over to the Aqueduct area and get the items there. But it looks like he may be at least checking out the items that he can.
So it is Ether on TR, and Solsky is doing Suitless Meridia.
Yeah, so is Maniacal. They're just doing it from different ends here. And yeah, I take it back that all this stuff, yeah, there's pretty much all this stuff is in logic with the items they have, because there are few items not. You can't get to Ba'un without grapple in logic. You could do a snail climb. That's not a logical way of doing that. But you'll see Solsky coming from the back door can get to a lot of the items that you would normally not be able to get to, because you need that grapple beam for the Mount Everest area. Maniacal, on the other hand, would be able to do the items from the front if he decides to go through the tube. It looks like he is going to check the X-ray location first, since he does have that space jump.
Hitaka does get mouthed down. And we'll probably see Hitaka do Thieves Town next. That would also open up Pyramid Ferry for the runners.
It would. And I suspect we'll see a Thieves Town play over on Maximum Barnage's side pretty soon as well. Unless he finally decides to do that wreck ship play. But first, we're going to see the rest of Death Mountain here. We've already seen the Light World side on Hitaka's side, though.
We are getting sand pits from player one sides now.
Yeah, found some morph bombs.
This will be Hitaka's and Barnage's morph bombs.
Yep. And Solsky now gets his fetch quest.
No, not gonna lie, something about watching Samus move super slowly through Meridia almost always makes me yawn.
It
makes me feel like a bad person.
No, I like a good, clean, suitless Viridia. So far, both Maniacal and Solsky doing a very nice job of it. And Solsky seeing nothing at Crab Supers is going to go check Mama Turtle. And that'll be all he can check from this direction. We'll see if he decides to go the other direction and join Solsky in the sand pits, for instance.
We are getting the other Spike Cave check as Solsky's trying not to sink.
The Shack Tool, Suitless Shack Tool check is not yet in Logic since we need Grapple Beam for that. They have all the other items they need for it. They need High Jump, Ice Beam, High Jump, Ice Beam, Spring Ball, Grapple, and Space Jump. But we do not have Grapple, so we are not going to see that right now. Solsky doesn't have Space Jump either, so he can't do it for that reason as well.
Can't you just not, like, when you Ice Clip, you skip the Grapple Beam and climb,
that's
don't you?
Well, you don't do that without a suit. I'm not sure if it's just that it doesn't work or if it's just not in the logic.
Well, speaking of Spring Ball, we find it Spring Ball.
Yeah, Solsky really wants to get that Spring Ball.
Apparently, we have found Solsky's charge, so he is now Quispy.
So that means the charge beam that we saw on the Lumberjack belongs to the player 2. And we all already know that both those players have more than enough ammo, so they don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I really wanted to get that Spring Ball for Hitaka, apparently. Hitaka must have really just said, yeah, get me that Spring Ball.
I think after, like, the first 2 failed attempts, Solsky was just doing it out of vengeance. Like,
Perhaps.
I am getting this. I am getting this. We did see that the big chest was a map, so the runners could have done sooner. As my hits that start to fall off my head, I'm so sorry. Huh. Don't ask. Anyway, we're checking Mama Turtle room.
And Maniacal gets his mushroom from Barnage, and nothing at Mama Turtle. So far, Suitless Meridian not giving us anything. Solsky will be able to go ahead and... Oh, looks like he's going to go ahead and break a little logic and do a snail climb here.
It's not Solsky playing multi-world when he doesn't do Suitless Meridia. Did he do I think, like, early multi-world when we're still was trying to figure out logic? Did he find his own Moon Pearl in Shack Tool that he had to get to through Suitless Meridia or something like that?
Well, I don't know if that's happened in a multi-world or not. We know that has actually happened in last fall there was a weekly, just a regular old weekly SMZ3 that had that happen. A little interesting, though, that Solsky is going to go... Well, okay, no, he's not. Decided to just go over to the beach and the watering hole area. I just realized there's really no reason for him to do that snail climb to get to the to Baoun, because you can check that item from the back. I don't know if he actually did or not.
Naga gets their charge beam. And we're going to see what the bat curses us with today. Money! Curses Solsky for having heavier pockets.
Yeah, Maniacal gonna go turn in that mushroom right away. Solsky finding a reserve tank on the beach item.
Decides, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's get it. Again, as I say, Hitaka can still do pod and swamp. That's, you know...
That mushroom was just a single rupee. Ick.
Speaking of rupees, we are getting a couple of blue potions for safety later on. Ooh, there's
an ice rod. But that's, I would say this is not a required suitless Meridia unless that ice rod, unless Trinex has a gravity suit for these guys. So, a lot of time used up. Still wondering where those suits are. I wonder, maybe that's where, maybe Lower Norfair, maybe the player 2 Lower Norfair has the suits for the player 1s.
Who knows? Since we're 2 hours into the seed and we haven't plugged them yet, don't forget to give all of our runners a follow. I've been giving you guys a good show today. And don't forget, we also have a bunch of other stuff going on. Speed gaming, we got Mario tournaments, Castlevania tournaments.
Yeah, I believe there's like 3 Super Mario Brothers tournament. The No Cape, No Star World for the Super Mario World. There's the Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer, and one that actually was, I watched one of these earlier last week. That's pretty interesting. These doing the Super Mario All Stars, where you have to play all 4 of the games in the All Stars cartridge.
Yeah, all 80%, so it's still like a 33-minute run.
Yeah, it's less than an hour.
Yeah.
I confess, I don't think I can beat any of those games in less than an hour, let alone all 4 of them.
I mean,
Maybe
Mario Brothers 1. Wait, Mario 2's the one you could do in less than an hour?
Yeah, maybe. Although, to be fair, you can get to Mario 1 pretty fast with warping, but I would probably die before I finished. Unless I stopped in World 3 and did the glitch where you get like 100 extra lives if you want.
I know a friend and I, we did the short route through Mario 3 the other day. They said they never beat Mario 3. I was like, well, why don't we just go to the last world already? And we did that in like 40 minutes, but...
Yeah, I've beaten Mario 3. I had to use save states to do it. It's pretty pathetic.
And we welcome Speed Gaming 5. We have welcomed all the
we're going to get a new check over on Hitaka's side as he's taking the big bomb over to the Pyramid Fairy.
2 checks, sir.
Maniacal going to do the backside of Meridia, so he'll get that ice rod. And the news that this probably wasn't actually necessary, but there's not a whole lot else he can do right now. No myths to get into the later dungeons. No mirror to get into Swamp Palace. And he's already full cleared what he can of Skull Woods.
Ooh, nothing in Pyramid Fairy. Yes, for those who join us, we are playing a multi-world today. Team Blue versus Team Red. So not only did we mix up the Metroid and Zelda items, we have also mixed them between the 2 games and the 2 players. So player 1's on the top are playing a separate seed than the player 2's on the bottom. And they must rely on each other to get to go mode. And I think Hitaka is about to go to Lower Norfair. We know this is where he needs to go to get to Meyer to get some goodies there. We'll see if he decides to finish Lower Norfair.
Well, regardless of whether he decides to finish Lower Norfair or not, he's going to do Meyer and Desert first, I suspect. And he'll have a much easier Vidi fight, because he has both the Tempered Sword and Silver Arrows. Right, let's see where Maximum Barnage decides to go next.
Oh, Sosuke's so close to his bow. Hopefully
Well, he might be going and getting it now.
he gets his third medallion. No, Sosuke!
And
Go back!
Maniacal is going to do Dragon suitless. This is really interesting because he doesn't have a grapple beam, so he's going to have to do some crystal flash strats to be able to get a shine spark in order to get out of here. Or he's going to have to do a double spring ball jump, both of which are, well, quite difficult strats. Well, the spring ball jump, a regular one spring ball jump is pretty easy, but the double spring ball jump, that's a much harder thing to do. So maybe he's practiced that.
We're getting X-ray. Sosuke realized he skipped Spike Cave. He's about to get his bow, and he's about ready to basically start collecting a whole bunch of stuff in Zelda.
So unfortunately for Maniacal, he can't really do the Crystal Flash until he actually is low enough in energy to do it. So let's see what he ends up doing. His only real choice is to do a double spring ball jump, and that is not an easy strat by any stretch of the imagination. And this item here will not be his gravity suit, and it technically could be his grapple beam, but that's really unlikely. It's a lamp. Oh my god.
Wow.
That is a deep, deep lamp. Oh my. And that's not going to help him get out of here.
Oh, and the other curse was an E-Tank. I did not see what was in Gold Chorizo. But we will see Hitaga clear out both Desert and Meyer. Barnage is going to do Lower Norfair as well. Still skipping that wreck ship.
Just doesn't want to do wreck ship. Maniacal decides he's just going to give up on getting out of Dragon. He's seen the item. He can easily beat Dragon again. So we'll see the GT items on Barnage's side now. And we see an E-Tank, and we saw, I think it was a piece of heart.
Oh, so she grabbed the rupee for Hitaga to troll him.
It might be in payment for Hitaka picking up the mushroom for him.
Hey, you gave me this, I turned it in for you, here you go.
And you notice Barnage going ahead and firing off all those missiles. That's because one of the attacks that GT does is this really annoying little crescent beam thing that if you below a certain missile threshold, he will not do that. So he wants to fire. So Barnage wanting to fire off enough missiles so that doesn't happen. I believe the number is around 30.
Yeah, under 30, and it doesn't do that. And that's a dead boss, and we get to see again what was up here. Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, Barnage probably hoping that E-Tank was his. 6 E-Tanks is fine for Lower Norfair, but certainly not the safest Lower Norfair you'll ever do. And with his item set, he does have a few choices to get out of here. I do believe he has... looks like he doesn't have the bombs. I don't think... Yeah, Maniacal hasn't gotten to that sand pit yet. So he has to do a Shine Spark. He could do a Spring Ball jump if he has that. I'm trying to remember which runners have Spring Ball at this point.
I think all the runners have Spring Ball?
It might be all but him. I'm not sure. Well, one of the Spring Balls was in the left sand pit, so he got it for Hitaka. Maniacal hasn't picked that up yet.
Both sand pits actually have, one of them has Morph Ball, the other one has Spring Ball for Barnage. That's it, yep. It's so hard to remember how this seed goes. And do not ask us to do
You were trying to. Oh, God, forget that.
I mean,
Trying to.
I love whenever runners say go mode to do like the full logic chain. Like, so the runners have to do this, then this, and this to get to this point. I'm not going to do that, guys.
Nah, you doing that in a multi, just no. Mm-mm.
You just have to ask a wizard to help you out. That's how you have to beat the seed. Anyway, we're going to check out the MIC room.
Now, Maniacal is going to get his ice rod pretty soon.
Ooh, energy tank, nice refill right there.
Yeah, and Barney is going to have to be very careful here, because if he falls through those grumble blocks, he has to go all the way back around, and that never feels good. And he does manage to do it. Without Spring Ball or Space Jump, that's a much more difficult thing to do.
Yeah, so since Barnes has held off Red Shift for so long, Sosuke and Hitaga is about ready to catch up on bosses here. Sosuke's going to do Helmstar, mirrored to Armos. Hitaga just did Lamos, is about ready to go to face V with Temper Sword, so it's going to be a much easier fight with Silvers. But we will see some new tricks here when Barnes gets all the way down to the bomb deaths of Ridley's lair. Again, the top two players are playing on one seed, giving items to the players on the bomb seed, who are playing a different seed. So Sosuke finishes off Hellstar.
Yeah, and he's got a mirror, so you can mirror right out of there and go finish up Eastern at the same time. And I'm going to assume that Maniacal went ahead and picked up that ice rod. He'll probably save scum those sand pits again, just like Solsky did.
Hitaga is going to enjoy finding the mitts here soon. Which does open up Ice Palace all the way for Hitaga as well. So may hold off on doing Lower Norfair to do Ice Palace.
Yeah, both things that he has to do. More interested to see whether Barnes decides to go to Ice Palace or whether you guys go to the Wreck Ship. Hopefully the lack of that hook shot will keep him out of Ice Palace, because potentially there's a good chance that Ice Palace is going to be hook shot locked for him. And even though you can easily get around that logic, not really the thing that runners tend to want to do going into that Ice Palace without a hook shot. Barnes also having the option of dipping Pendant Pod or Pendant Swamp. Hopefully he doesn't just... I mean, there could be things there. We're still missing the Player 1 suits, but I feel like at this point, going to a place where there is a boss, just that you do have to beat no matter what, may be a better choice at this point for our Uklon Marathon team, Maniacal and Maximum Barnage.
We have the Ridley fight going on Barnage's side. Gonna try and pump 29 super missiles into this space dragon pirate.
He's missing a few supers. He's gonna have to supplement with his regular missiles. And he does not have charge beam, and he's not gonna get it, because we know that there is a charge beam on a lumberjack ledge, and they are not going to go get that. But he does finish
kill.
Ridley up.
And Ridley's hiding today. Missiles.
Just missiles. Yeah, a little surprised Maniacal didn't reset out of that sand pit after finding stuff only for Barnage. He has not checked the left sand pit yet.
I think he's planning on leaving.
He may just not bother. Oh, he checked it. He has to reset out of it. Okay.
Yep.
Then that makes sense that he'd just be leaving.
Alright, looks like Soski's going to Super Metroid. Are we going to go down to Lower North Fair, looks like?
Hey, with this ammo and this energy, I can certainly see doing this. At the very least, it can get him over to the mire area. You can at least poke around in there. And give his partner time to find the suits, which I suspect may be in Player 2's something. Although, I thought maybe we'd see a suit in Lower Norfair. We have not seen one yet on Maximum Barnage's side.
And we still have a couple more checks left, and then after these last two checks, we've actually 100% Super Metroid.
Between all the runners, we have we seen we have seen Plasma on Player 2. We have not seen Plasma on Player 1.
I think the only thing we've seen everything, even Shektul. So after these last few checks, we'll have to start looking at dungeons, which Hitaka is going through Lower Norfair as well. We'll have an easier time going through it.
No, it's about the same because he's got about the same number of E-tanks right now, one less. But I think Barnage picked one up on the way. Also has screw attack, also has high jump, so pretty even Lower Norfair. One difference is Hitaka did have more options to getting out of the GT area. I did not see what option he used, but he did have the choice between the speed booster, the spring ball jump, and the bombs. And speed booster is pretty fast if you can get that charge from the other room. And it looks like Maniacal is also going to head down to Lower Norfair because, I mean, at this point, there really isn't much that either player one can do logically.
I mean, they can help their Player 2 brothers out and get that charge beam, I mean...
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing you do if you have no other attacks and you're...
Okay, so Hitaka does not know whose E-Tank this is. So Hitaka is allowing Soski to get to... Yep.
To get to the point, yeah. I want to say this is his E-Tank, though.
It is his E-Tank.
Yeah, I want to get from what we saw on Barnage's side. I'm pretty certain Barnage picked up that E-Tank. That's what got him to 7. It's a very smart play. It's just not going to work out the way these guys expect it to, or hope it will. I mean, they know it may not work out that way, so... Hitaka won't pick it up until... Yeah, he'll pick it up early enough. Yeah, he'll pick it up early enough. You'll notice he picked it up early enough that Solsky has plenty of time to pop his own reserves and get a Crystal Flash if he needs it. Or when he needs it, because he will.
Basically, to answer question chat, when you get an E-Tank, your health refills. So they were trying to refill Solsky's health, so this did not happen. Oh well. Yeah, this.
Okay. Barnage, in the meantime, has reset to the ship, so hopefully that means he's going to head over to the wreck ship and get all the goodies that are there and give Maniacal a few other things to do that aren't suitless lower Norfair.
Maniacal's going to get into Lower Norfair as soon as he gets his Swamp Palace package.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, we are finally getting that late wreck ship play from Maximum Barnage. And we're going to see a whole lot of goodies here from his side.
We will see a microwave Fantoon, though, which is always awesome.
Yeah, no,
not
he
microwave. He doesn't have charge beam. Yeah.
He doesn't have charge beam. He has everything else to do it. If I'm not, no, looks he doesn't have wave beam, but he does have a good, nice plasma ice beam there. Daka waiting again at an E-Tank, and this time it is Solski, so that'll be useful. And Maniacal looks like he's just firing just a little bit too late to get that gate glitch.
Solski, with that help, that E-Tank does make it to Lower Norfair.
Oh, and he runs out, so he's going to have to reset to his save if he wants to go ahead and do that.
Tyka's going to start ammoing up for Ridley. 70 supers. That's more than enough.
Yeah, he's got enough. He's got 31 right now. He doesn't need to refill anymore. If he misses a couple of them, he's got 100 missiles and 27 power bombs to supplement. So really no need to farm up too much here.
But have you ever wondered, like, whoever created Ridley probably came up with Ridley when he was like 11. Not only is he a dragon, he's also a pirate from space. You know, just all kind of adjectives to make it one awesome monster. There's a word I want to say, but I don't think I can say it.
Rule of thumb on that is if you're not sure, yeah, don't say it. We're a family-friendly program here. Oh, Michael's just really struggling with that green gate glitch. And honestly, you know, you watch runners do this all the time, and it looks pretty effortless, but it is not. And it is one of those strats that every once in a while can just leave you. And that's what was going on with Maniacal right there. Just every once in a while, for whatever reason, it's just not going to work. And I've seen really, really good Super Metroid runners have that happen to them. Like, and Maniacal is a good, very good Super Metroid player, but I've seen some of the absolute top players have that kind of thing happen.
So Barnes gets his hook shot. Was like, man, I could have gotten this a lot sooner. Soski gets his grappling beam.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to check the mire area.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Maniacal is not going into the Misery Mire area first. In fact, I'm a little surprised Solski didn't do that first as well. Maniacal's going to go ahead and do a Crystal Flash to refill himself.
Well, I mean, they had space jump, so they want to check the space jump item.
Yeah, but you have to fight GT at that point. You could full clear Mire, full clear Desert. Actually, you can't full clear Mire. We don't have a red cane yet, but you can do a whole lot of checks there first, and then come back here and do the GT check.
Solski's about ready to full clear Mire and Desert.
Yep. Yeah, Solski can full clear both Mire and Desert, and that is a grapple beam. That is something that Maniacal's going to want. With this beam combination, getting into that nice little position that Maniacal is in, and that's probably why he decides to do this first, is this is not a very long fight. Because he's got that spot where you can't get hurt and just not that many shots with full beam combo.
Monaco also did not have the mirror. Barney's
He does
about ready to
not.
get that.
Yeah. Yep. But Maniacal's already done desert, so that doesn't matter so much. He will be able. The only thing he can't check is checkerboard cave.
Which is nothing, but it is Ether, or not Ether, but Quake for Player 1's Meyer, and
No, Maniacal doesn't
Sosa's
have
gonna
Quake
get
yet. Trying to remember where that Quake was. And Maniacal does now have the mirror, of course, because that was early on in Wreck Ship.
No, Barney's just grabbed it like a second ago.
Oh, okay.
It was Wreck Ship E-Tank.
Right.
I want to say Soski got that Quake extremely early. It was like his second IM or something.
Asi's telling us in chat that Quake was at Bombos. Oh yeah, there was a Quake at Bombos.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so it's behind a mirror. Oh, we do see a gold sword. Yeah, so a nice gold sword on Maniacal's side.
Yeah, Taka's Quake was like the second IM grab. That's right.
Okay, Maniacal not going to go back into Lower Norfair because now he's got other things he can do that are a little bit nicer. I'm probably going to go into Swamp Palace now that he has. Well, he still doesn't have flippers, does he? Never mind. He can check the Bombos tablet though.
He will be getting flippers here in a second though, because that's above the leg.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad you can remember where some of these items were because it's been a few hours now.
Yeah. Crazy seeds, crazy seeds.
But as Maniacal does have that mirror, he's going to start doing some of these mirror checks. And we'll probably get over to Swamp fairly soon.
We'll see
he's
him
got
turn
flippers
around.
now. Yeah, he might go ahead and check this spot right here, the cave south of the grove. But then probably go over to Swamp.
So Hitaka has 100% Super Metroid. He's going to go ahead and check East Dark Death Mountain. We'll have the hook shot, so we'll see more checks that we couldn't see from Barnage's side.
And we still haven't seen a player 1 suit. May very well be in their own Swamp Palaces. It may very well be in Player 2's Swamp Palace or Pod. We do have a couple of Pendant dungeons that our Player 2s have not touched yet.
Oh, Hitaka now has Wavy. Maniacal's about ready to get his flute and cane.
Well, we'll see. He has to check left side for some of this stuff. A lot of runners will skip that. Now, this is late enough that I suspect he will go back in for the left side, just because we're so low on in-logic checks right now. But it's not exactly on the path, so certainly wouldn't be the strangest thing we've ever seen to see someone skip left side swamp.
Alright, we're going to see some more hookshot cave checks that we cannot see from Barnage, which is a missile, bombs, and a bottle.
Wow, and I ask again, where are those?
And we're looking for suits and mitts. Let's not forget.
Yeah, that's true. Those mitts are important too.
Ooh, Barnage went ahead and got the speed booster lock on him, which was 20 rupees. Soski still does not have
Well, their lamp is
lamp.
behind Dragon, so might be a while before they get it. And depending on where Maniacal is, by the time he goes back and kills Dragon, he might not even pick it up, because if he's already done Mire,
Oh,
he may
Hitaga
not bother
dies
with
in
it.
Spike Game.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, I do believe now Barnage has also full cleared everything in Super Metroid.
Yep. So we're now looking at Ice Palace. We're looking at Pod and Swamp.
Yeah,
for
I
next
just
pieces.
no. He must have skipped something because he's going back here. Okay, he didn't do the criteria supers, it looks like. If I recall, this was nothing interesting.
Both teams did Waterway.
Yeah, the speed booster was really, really early for both sides. And so I think we've seen both waterway items. I know we saw on the top side. I'm pretty sure we saw on the bottom side as well.
Alright, so he gets Mire down. We'll go ahead and do Desert, and then basically be one crystal away from being able to go to Ganon's Tower.
But nobody's going to go to Ganon's Tower unless they've either full cleared their game or unless both players are in go mode, because like we said earlier, nothing of progression can be in Ganon's Tower for either player. So the the gravity suit that we're missing cannot be in Ganon's Tower, for instance. Like I thought, Maniacal does do left side swamp, gets his flute. Interesting that he did decide to do that before killing Argus. Usually you'll see runners go ahead and finish up the boss on the off chance that they'll be able to leave just a map and a compass on the left side, but that's pretty rare. So Maniacal, figuring that he's probably gonna have to do it anyway, does it now.
So Ice Palace does have 3 items. We have not found anything yet. Just a nice early compass.
Yeah, it makes sense to do Ice Palace first, just because the items just because this is a crystal you have to clear anyway, that you find at least one of the items your partner needs. At this point, what you really want is Gravity Suit. Maniacal and Solsky both having basically full cleared Meridia, except the Plasma Beam. Solsky doesn't know that that lamp is behind Dragon. But now that they both have Grapple Beam, if they want to go ahead and kill Dragon and just say Meridia's done, they can do that. They are leaving Shacktool behind, but I don't think they're going to worry too much about that. And it looks like Barnage did not check Waterway. Hitaka did. We're not going to see much. Gets a Tempered Sword out of it, so nothing wrong with that. But it's not exactly what the runners are looking for right now.
Right.
Yeah. Ossie's suggesting gravity at Shacktool, and you know very well, Ossie, that if gravity's at Shacktool, the runners are not picking it up. Because they'll just, now that they have Grapple Beam to get out of Dragon's room, they'll just go ahead and do that suitless.
So it looks like Soski is going to go ahead and go through Lower Norfair. 9 E-Tanks plus a bunch of Crystal Flash chances.
Yep.
Means,
I mean, if
no
you're going to
worries.
do it, the number, it's never ideal to do Lower Norfair without Very Suit, especially if you don't have the Gravity Suit. But he is in pretty good shape as far as these things go.
And we're once again rated by another Speed Gaming Network. Thank you for joining our madness today. Nako gets his swamp clear. Sosi cleared Mire.
Yeah, Solski's done Mire.
And Desert. Yeah, Soski's now missing just 3 dungeons. Welcome to Multi-World, where we question everything 3 times over.
Okay, Maniacal about to get his Quake.
Barney's hookshot is going to go ahead and clear out that hookshot cave that he skipped.
Yep, nothing in the hookshot caves today, unfortunately.
Yeah, Vitreous is down, which also means we do have a Pyramid Fairy if Solski wants to do it.
Yeah, I believe Hitaka was the one to check Pyramid Fairy, so maybe on the top player side we'll have something good there. But nobody. Oh yeah, we're still missing an Ether Medallion on the bottom runner side to get into TR. So we're still quite a ways from any sort of go mode here.
Well, Solski is going to go ahead and do the Norfair Escape. Just check the items, just to be on the safe side.
Well, he could find a gravity suit here, but he's not going to find a Varia suit here for himself. And still not finding anything in ice for Hitaka. Unfortunately, it's probably going to come down to stuff in either pod or swamp for player 2.
Solski's farming some power bombs right now. Going to want all the crystal flashes for the Ridley fight.
Barney's going to go ahead and turn in that powder. Not much here, if I remember correctly.
Hitaka with a very nice cold stare fight to get a key. So,
for what it's worth, Kane and Samaria locked. Not that really tells us anything.
So
the only time that's relevant is if it's 5-6 crystal or green pendant, then it wouldn't be in one of those locations.
So Solski and friends are just looking for their ways into Turtle Rock, and
ideally they'll find some suits for Solski, but it's not. Once Solski gets done with Lower Norfair, he's gonna not care about the Varia suit. Once he gets done with, if he goes and does Dragon, he won't care about the gravity suit either. And we are going to see a swamp play from Barnage.
So, we're actually getting both our pendant dungeons at the same time.
Solski's seeing that level 3 shield, and he could go away from that fast enough. He wants no part of that shield.
And another crystal flash. Alright, so we'll see which pendant play is the correct play.
Yeah, it could be both, to be honest. We're still missing enough items that could have to do both of them.
Plus,
I don't believe we have a book on their side. We don't have a book on their side, so it's entirely possible that there could be a pet answer in one of these.
Which is what I was going to say.
And Maniacal refilling at that ship, probably going to go back and try and do lower Norfair for as long as he needs to. Hopefully getting a rarity suit from Barnage's side while he's doing it. Gonna save him quit to Death Mountain. I will at the very least go ahead and clear Meyer at this point. So the question about player one's they can do plenty of things, but they just can't do anything really in logic at this point. So you see Solsky doing lower north without a Varia suit. Maniacal gonna shortly do the same thing, although like I say, he'll probably clear Meyer first. Now that he has... Oh wait, he still doesn't have a cane. Where was that cane for him?
He has cane. He cleared.
Oh, it's just okay. It's just not. It's not on the tracker.
Maniacal though is not. Oh, he doesn't have mitts to do the flute, so.
Well, neither of our top runners have mids. So he has to go, yeah. Unfortunately, Maniacal having to go all the way around again. And so far as I can tell, we have not found anything in either pod or swamp.
Alright, so he's doing Crystal Flash, and then we go fight Ridley. There's the book. He was talking about book, and Solsky gets the Varia suit from Pendant Pod right before the Ridley fight.
That's crazy.
So you know, like how in Power Rangers, like they change outfits like right in front of the monster. That's what Solsky just did. Solsky just shouted, "It was morphin' time." Well, there's your suit, Varia in Pendant Pod. I know you've been farming this for the last 5 minutes. Here you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, with Barnage having chosen Swamp first, he's not going to find that Varia suit right away, but I suspect he'll go to Pod right after this. And there's plenty of time for that to happen, since Maniacal does still have to do Myers. We're going to see that first. And we are going to see the left side check on Barnage's side. So, you know, it still could be a gravity suit over there, and still pets could still be a thing. And could be mitts. So lots of possibilities here.
Oh, that would be horrible if Mitz is on pad.
And it may very well be that having found that book, that Barnage will check the ped first to find out whether he should actually full clear Pod when he gets there.
So Solsky will check the rest of the escape. And then we'll be back to waiting around for gravity or mitts, or he'll just
he'll just go do Dragon.
Kind of, but he wishes he got that X-ray visor now for the X-ray climb.
Now he doesn't need it now that he has Spring Ball and he has Grapple Beam. He doesn't need the X-ray.
Oh.
Uh,
Fine then.
he could have used it for a microwave to just kill Dragon faster. That would have been nice, but yeah, he doesn't need it.
Well,
Oh,
speaking of mitts,
the mitts are in his lower Norfair. Never mind. So that's a kind of a conditional go mode on Peace side, because he's not gonna worry so much about that gravity suit anymore, I don't think.
yeah. So the Varian Pendant Pod was what we were needing to get mitts.
Yeah. On the other hand, we still have an ether medallion missing for the bottom runners. Oh wait, was that the top runners? Who has the ether look on there?
That's the
No,
bottom.
it is the bottom runners. Okay.
Yeah, because we don't know what.
Because we just got mitts, so we have no idea what they need on the top. But they have all 3 medallions, so it doesn't.
Yeah, so Hitaka is 2 dungeons away from having all the dungeons done. I don't know what he's doing going to Dark World here. Hammer packs? He missed. Oh, we may not have checked hammer packs. Or the full smith chain. Because I know we did. Okay, full smith chain.
Okay. Barnage going ahead and checking out the Bombos tablet. Hopefully he'll head over to Pod now so he can get Maniacal his various suit before Maniacal has to actually do lower Norfair. Yeah, and that looks like exactly where he's headed. And we still have not found that gravity suit.
Actually, both Solski and Hitaka are doing the Smiths at the exact same time.
Michael's still without a lamp. He knows where it is. He's not going to worry about it. Does have to do this dark room in Mire, unfortunately.
Yeah, so now where is Hitaka going to go? Probably to Swamp now.
Yeah. After he turns in this purple chest. Oh, and that's Solski turning in the purple chest. Yeah, Daka's just going to go to Swamp. He's done all that stuff a long time ago.
Soski still has all of Dark East Death Mountain to do, which was probably the play now.
Yeah, he could even go into Turtle Rock if he can. Yeah, he could actually, yeah, because he's got all the medallions. He can definitely go in if he wants.
But Pyramid Chest is first.
That's reasonable. Ideally, he wants to be able to go to Turtle Rock and just go to GT after that.
He could also dip Pendant Ice for Ether if he wants to.
Yeah, and the good news here is that... Oh! That was... Okay, never mind. He must have just used... For a moment there, I saw the heart picked up on Barnage's side. Saw Maniacal's health fill out. I thought maybe that was the Sank heart, but no, it was just a refill from a fairy. But Maniacal gets to have the very easy Viddy fight. Pretty much Barnage only having the tough one.
Barnage still showed that he could do it well.
He showed some skill.
That
Good
that
news
would
for
have got the...
Maniacal.
Go ahead.
The really good news for Maniacal, though, is that Barnage will find that various suit before he has to do a significant amount of stuff in lower Fair. So he'll have the advantage of that very soon, at a much earlier point than Solski did. In fact, he's got it now. That's actually really good timing. Hey, look, I'm about to go Lower Norfair. Hey, look, here's a Varia suit. Which means he'll also get his mitts and probably consider himself in go mode. And the only reason why they would even consider looking for a gravity at this point would be because they're still looking for that ether. They find that ether medallion for the lower runners. I would say this is the case for both sides. They're just going to call it happy, and Maniacal and Solski will both just go ahead and do Dragon without a suit.
For Maniacal, it'll be again. Because he's already killed Drago.
Yeah, the first time Maniacal killed Dragon, unfortunately he did not have the grapple beam and did not have a good way to get out. Maniacal very deftly avoiding that piece of heart.
Nope, there's ether.
There it is. Okay.
Yep, they're calling it. They're calling go mode at 2:53:33.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do some easy checks on the way. Makes a lot of sense. The finish time is going to be based on the second player to finish up. Always nice to find that screw attack after you finish Lower Norfair. And by nice, I mean not nice. Oh, hey, look!
We have official go mode!
So here's the really interesting part about that location is there's every possibility that Maniacal won't check that.
Hey, ether was Solski's Turok as well.
Yeah, but he's had all the Benalians for so long. It doesn't matter. And Maniacal does run into the mirror shield, so he will have to use that big laggy shield.
I really never noticed the lag with the mirror shield.
Well, I'll trust the top players when they say they notice it. A scrub like me is not going to notice it.
Alright, so it's a race between Hitaka and Solski to see who gets through Turok first. Solski with a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, but one thing is clear. Solski and Hitaka definitely have the lead overall. And in the end, it was a large part of it was just, just waiting so long for Maximum Barnes to do that wreck ship play. There were so many items, and there was just so many more things that Solski was able to do in logic that Maniacal could not do.
Yep. And of course, that was just Barnes trying to be greedy just to try and get a go mode.
Oh, I don't know about greedy.
ship.
I mean, it's not like he wasn't doing other reasonable things. And it's not unusual for a wreck ship to be absolutely empty. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like he was, it's not like his plays were bad plays, just they didn't work out for this particular seed.
Oh, I do believe Barnage actually has all the pendants, so we're going to get a blind ped check from player 2's side.
Because why not?
Ped height. What's that?
I couldn't see that.
Yeah, my commentary stream just went like extremely blurry there. Was that a
Yeah,
Zertic?
I I don't know what that was.
Super missiles. Okay.
Super missile. Okay.
It makes things go big boom. Yeah,
So yeah, the lava dive was required in the end. You were supposed to do it with the various suit, of course, but yeah, that was absolutely required. But you know, I mean, it's runners of this caliber, they don't care.
yeah, I mean, actually, both seeds actually had required lava dives because
Well,
Meyer had
okay,
mitts.
there is a big difference between doing a high jump gravity jump and a lava dive without gravity. Doing a gravity jump is pretty easy. One of the first tricks you're going to learn if you're going to learn how to do a randomizer. Lava dive takes a little bit of practice. Not too hard if you know how to wall jump, but it is definitely a step above in terms of difficulty as a gravity jump, which is what the bottom runners had to do. They only had to do a gravity jump. The top runners having to do the full-on lava dive.
But both the only hard mode tricks we actually had to do this seed. So he still doesn't have the lamp going through.
Yeah, he's not going to get it. Well, he will get it. He's going to see it behind your... if he decides to check there, which will be pretty amusing. Maniacal, knowing that that lamp is there, probably won't even bother with it because he'll probably have already done TR at that point. As he gets his mitts.
Solski, I think you're missing... Nope, you used the key. What am I thinking? Wow. I am tired. Oh, but it looks like both laser grids were nice, easy, small keys for our runners. So we're going to do two... So let me start explaining this now. In order to get to Ganon, we gotta get through Ganon's tower, which means we need big keys. The big keys are in two separate locations because we're playing two separate seeds. And we're playing both of them at the exact same time. Tracy, I'll check Solski's big key. You can check Kitaka's big key.
Sure.
So get your checks in, guys.
Yeah, and we don't have a bot here, so this is all just for fun and brag. Okay, Maniacal heading over to Dark Death Mountain on his side. We'll see if he manages to pick up that gravity suit. That's, at this point, the most interesting question.
Like, we'll have to ensure you saved GT for last. They actually made GT key sanity. Like, you need to find your co-op partner's big key. Like, oh crap! I shouldn't
God,
be
no!
here.
Please, no! just no. Key sanity.
One is a small key.
Key sanity and Super Metroid Link to the Past combo. I don't care if it's multi or not. Just should never put together. Just no.
Alright, so first two rules, nothing Soski skipping Tyler room.
And Hataka going down the right-hand side. Find some rupees in 1, small key in 2. And Maniacal opens up Hookshot Cave and it's like he maybe isn't going to check it. No, he's not going to check. He's not going to get his gravity suit. That's rather unfortunate.
3 is E-Tank. 4 is 300 rupees. 5 is a heart container, and the 6 is red rupee.
Oh, and Hitaka making a mistake. Didn't quite get all the torches lit fast enough. We'll have to go ahead and try again.
7 is a heart container.
And may very well be that Maniacal goes ahead and checks that hookshot cave after he finishes TR. We'll see. Okay, now we get to 3, 4, 5, and 6. Rupees. Energy tank. Rupees. And a map at number 6. So he's going to go ahead and go back. Oh, he's going to go ahead and pick up this key. Then he'll go back to the start.
Yep, 8, 9, 10, and 11 was nothing in the Staffo's room. So we're going to move on to 12 on Soski's side. Which is bombs.
7 is missiles on the torch for Hitaka.
Now, this actually isn't that bad. We have that teamwork as Soski locks himself in. No one saw that, Soski. No one saw that.
8 is a small key. 9 is missiles. 10 is a small key. 11 is a bottle. 12 is super missiles.
And I do believe 13 was Soski's big key. So Soski's going to run up. Patamon, you're only half right. You need to get both right in order to win today. Sorry, I don't make the rules, except I made the rules today.
Okay, as we get to number 13 on Hitaka's side, and he gets blue mail, so that's nice.
Hey!
Finally a mail upgrade for the bottom runners.
Also, big misconception, this is actually considered first floor. Everyone calls this a basement because you go down, but you actually climb a whole bunch of stairs to get into Gan's Tower. Like, you start on the second floor, which
14,
is kind of
15,
weird.
16, and 17. Still nothing in the random room.
Alright, so Armor's on Ice is up next for Hitaka.
$19 is missiles. 20 is the big key. There it is.
French
Key
Vanilla.
number 20. And we don't have to go to tile room, which is always a nice thing.
So Solski will be climbing out of GT, will kill Ganon, has to go backtrack for Dragon, then kill Mother Brain. Hitaka just has to kill Ganon, Mother Brain. So while Solski will be the first one out of Ganon's tower, Hitaka will be the first one to finish the seed. Thus is the winner of the race. That's not really a race.
And all the runners with silver arrows, our top runners with also a full-on gold sword, our bottom runners with tempered swords. So again, it's not going to be a problem for anybody. Maniacal's still checking stuff, probably hoping to find that gravity suit. So maybe he goes and does check the hookshot cave after he's done in here. Is making good use of that mirror shield.
We do see Moldum's last gift, which is Missiles for Hitaka.
Alright. Yep, Solski gonna go ahead and be the first one into Aga 2. Not that we ever saw Aga 1. Which is much to everybody's preference.
Gets a nice double, follow up by another double. And 3 doubles. Maniacal gets the last crystal. We'll see if he stops to get Gravity Suit. I mean, technically he's ahead of Barnage. I mean, that will be a check that won't make them lose any time.
Maniacal's not ahead of Barnage since he does have to still do Dragon. So we'll see what he decides to do. Yep, he is going to get his gravity suit, so he'll feel good about this check. Now, if it isn't here, I probably wouldn't feel too good, but he's running out of spots where this could be. Gets a screw attack he doesn't need at this point. Meanwhile, Solski on his Ganon fight. There is that gravity suit. Oh, and Hitaka finds a gold sword at the top of Ganon's tower, so full on pretty much everything you could possibly need.
Yeah, I mean, red mail, mirror shield, gold sword.
Well, Hitaka's got just the little Fisher Price shield, but
We're on phase 4 Ganon, no torch glitch.
yeah, with this loadout, you don't need it. I mean, it's nice to get, but you don't need it.
And get your signal G's in chat for Solski.
And he's just got to go remember that he still has to kill Dragon.
Wait, would it be quarter G's? Get your quarter G's in chat. Or
No,
half G's?
I guess.
Half G's? So he's going to run to the Meridian portal to have fast access to Dragon.
And Solski making his way over to the backdoor Meridia portal. He's gonna use this little portal here and be able to get there.
And Hitaga's going to there again and fight. We'll just be able to reset out to defeat Mother Brain.
And Hitaka will also have a fairly similar easy Ganon fight, also with a full-on gold sword, also with silver arrows. Solsky getting a very nice quick kill with that grapple beam.
We'll see if he checks. He's not going to check the lamp.
Nah, he's not going to see that there's a lamp there.
And giving Hitaga some teleporter problems.
And it's also going to go ahead and leave through the portal. It's going to be faster to go out here than save and quit and reset Super Metroid.
I thought Hitaga would be the first one to get to Mother Brain, but it looks like Sosuke's
going to be pretty close. It's going to be really close.
Yep, right there.
Basically, Hidaka save and quit behind.
Sosuke with the full beam combos, and I go and refill. Hitaga's going to, though.
Yeah, Hitaka has to, because he's going to have to use ammo. Yeah, 10 super missiles is not going to cut it. He's going to need he needs 60. He doesn't quite need all 75, but he does need at least the 60. And 10 is not 60.
The extra 15 super missiles, though, will make quick work of the Metroids. But we'll see which Charian tricks Sosuke can do and Hitaga can do. Let's see if Hitaga can regain the lead this way.
Maniacal getting items as he's trying to kill Landmold too. This is where, if you're Maniacal, you're saying, Barnage, please stop.
The Landmolds are like, no, just take your time. Just show everyone what you got. I get it's shiny. Okay, you cool? Can I come out now? Okay. So going for baby skip. Getting close, gets it. We'll move straight on to the Mother Brain fight. We'll see if he gets Zep skip.
If he chooses to go for Zep skip, he will get it. That said, with this much ammo, sometimes this late with this much ammo, sometimes you just don't care anymore. But he's gonna go for it because he's turning off that screw attack. Does have to take a little extra try on it, but does get it.
Oh, Hitaka does get grabbed by Baby as Sosuke gets to phase 2 of Mother Brain. Just going full beam combo Mother Brain in the face.
Yeah, 20 shots will do it. Nigel starting his Aga 2. Always kind of funny when you have enough ammo that you could do missiles for the Zebs and still have enough to finish the game even without charge beam. Taka being in that situation. However, he does decide to go for that Zeb skip, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
And that goes again into their Ganon fight. Don't forget they also have to go face off with Dragon before going to Mother Brain.
Yeah, Maniacal will have a very quick Dragon fight since he does have that X-ray scope and the full beam combination.
Sosuke's doing stand-up as Hitaka is sending all the supers into Mother Brain 2's face. And Baby's down. One or two more shots should finish off Mother Brain 3 for Sosuke. Then he just has to run out of the planet. Boom, 2 shots. As Hitaka is actually going to have to watch the forward cutscene. No charge beam, so can't do stand up.
He could, just wouldn't do him any good. On the other hand, he has 44 missiles he could fire, but still not going to do him any good. Not worth the risk in that situation. Maniacal, meanwhile, finish up his Ganon fight, so he's going to have to head over to Dragon. Sosuke in the Super Metroid escape. Barnage going ahead and doing his Aga 2 fight. Fortunately, Maniacal also remembering that he has to still go back and do Dragon, which for him potentially would have been a little bit harder considering that he actually did kill Dragon already, unfortunately was not able to get out since he did not have a suit, did not have grapple beam, and wasn't sufficiently low enough to go for the Crystal Flash strats. Maniacal missing the spark here, has to go ahead and try again. Does get it the second time around. And Solsky finishing up with an official SRL time of 3:21.54. So GG's to Solsky. And Hitaka following him into the escape. Kind of funny that we're getting kind of a similar setup on Maniacal on Maximum Barnage's side as far as difference in time with Maniacal still having to do Dragon. We'll see who ends up first with those two. And by the way, out of the 11 teams, I believe it was like 11 teams in this race, these guys were the first to finish. Hitaka now finishing up his escape. And Maniacal showing you the power of the microwave beam.
Yep, just think of Mega Man 1's pause select glitch with Yellow Devil, and that's what you get.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Mega Man 1, but I've heard such things were the case.
And basically, you can...
Basically, it's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Exactly the same thing. Anyway, so Team Solsky and Friend, and we'll finish them first with an official SLR time of 3:23.32.
Hitaka having finished up his second place time with a 3:23.31. So... And Maximum Barnage is going to get back to Super Metroid a little bit quicker than Maniacal. Those two are going to be a little bit closer because Barnage, again, will have to refill, while Maniacal will not. And already Solsky's joined us. Hey, Solsky, how you doing?
GG on your win, Solsky. We
Thanks,
know
guys.
it was a close race between you and Hitaka.
It's just like last night too, and same result. So good
Really?
game.
Yeah, well done, guys. Well done.
First.
Hey, GG.
So, Hitaka, how much of a troll is Solsky for not getting your charge beam?
He's pretty bad.
Why would
I mean-
I, though?
He could have gotten it pretty early. He got boots pretty early. And AGA access, you know.
Yeah, that was not in the cards.
Yeah, so pretty close race. As you can see, Maniacal and Barnage, they're heading down into their Torian sections. Probably the two biggest differences, Maximum Barnage waited a really long time before he went to that wreck ship, and as you may recall, it was pretty stacked for you, Hitaka.
Yeah, my hook shot and flippers.
Yeah, and the other big difference being that when you guys were looking for that Varia suit, so it came down where everybody was looking for Varia, Gravity, and Mitts for the top runners for Solsky and Maniacal. You, Hitaka, went into Pod, while Barnage went into Swamp. And I don't recall Swamp having anything.
Swamp had book. That was it.
Yeah, I had the book,
Right.
which, yeah. We did get a pet check. Actually, I think Barnage ended up just blind pulling it. But,
Yeah, it was super missiles.
yeah.
Nice.
But otherwise, very, very close race between the two teams.
Yeah,
Take it
no.
Maniacal did Suitless Ellen as well, or was doing it.
Yeah.
Did he get that?
Well, so he got to, you both did the let's check out GT. He didn't have his cane, though, the first time he went down.
Oh,
Then when he got his cane, he went down again to do Meyer and managed to have his various suit pretty much by the time he got back into Lower Norfair.
okay.
Your timing was more interesting, though.
I mean, I was fine.
Oh, you were ready to go. You were
I
farmed
had,
up, ready to go.
Tons of I've never had max power bombs like that for that kind of situation. So that was crazy. Full beam. I had all the fixins except for screw attack to make it kind of safe. And it's functionally the same, hell dive as any hell dive. You just don't
Yes.
take damage, right? So once you take damage, that's where it really goes off the rails. But the goal was just get to that save, and then after that, like I have so much ammo. Don't screw it up. That
Yep.
was it at that point. Right? So
Maniacal just took the lead over Maximum by doing baby skip as Maximum got grabbed as he was hitting the doorway.
And then getting Varia during Ridley.
It just says, no, it was like right when I was
It was
entering
right
the
before.
door.
It was literally right before.
Well, it didn't show up on Solski's side until he went through the door. Like he was in midair, and it was like he was a Power Ranger. He just went from yellow to red.
That's pretty funny. And then I got the Titan mitts there, and then I knew what to do with that. I just played it safe, and then let's go to Dark World Death Mountain.
Yeah, and interesting that
Instead of
both of you. Yeah, and interesting that both of you decided to check Hookshot Cave. You checked it before TR. Maniacal checked it after TR. Both of you ended up getting your gravity suit, but you both pretty much full cleared Viridia without grav. Maniacal went so far as to kill Dragon, but unfortunately didn't have a grapple beam to get out, so he had to reset.
So your lamp is behind Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chat was telling me at the end of it, so it's just like whatever. Because it's like, where's my lamp?
By then, I mean, I think you had the TR dark room, which isn't bad, so.
Yeah, so I don't know if people know this too, but of course, the multi-world works on like a different logic base as well. So charge is actually not required to kill Ridley in multis. So
nice.
if people are wondering if like somehow the chain wanted them to get that and then go to Dre, didn't need the charge.
Okay, yeah, I actually didn't know that, but it always seemed kind of weird to require charge for Ridley, to be honest. Because I mean, if anything, it's easier with just ammo if you have the ammo.
Yep. No, 100%. But
I guess
that was a lot of fun.
The theory is that you can soft lock on Ridley if you run out of ammo, don't have charge beam, but you can also soft lock lots of places if you don't have bombs and you run out of power bombs. So that's kind of a silly thing to require.
Yep, and Bot Wound, Bot Wound doesn't drop anything either, so if you don't have charge, you can soft lock there.
Which has happened in the weekly race before, but anyway, when that goes on.
It's happened in a lot of Super Metroid randomizer situations, with Zelda and without.
Both players on Red Team is in Phase 3 now.
I hope Barnage isn't setting up for stand-up. Yeah, he's setting up for stand-up.
He's setting up for stand-up. Well, he's got 12 missiles to fire.
Yeah, Maniacal also did not get charge beam.
No, Maniacal has charge.
No, for Barnage.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see this.
He's gonna save one whole hyper beam shot.
That's why I forgot to check. I've been trying to get the sub 6 in terrain for a while now. I got like a 601 last night. I think you guys
Nice.
know those.
Let me go back and check your VOD.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, he is firing the missiles. Nice.
I got this.
I think the lag caused by that negates any time gain from saving one hyper beam shot.
No. No. Did I get it?
Maniacal gets Multi Brain 3 down as Barnes gains his Hyper Beam.
That does not look good on Barnage's side.
That.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
In that way.
I think that's one way to almost lose your progress. Hey, we had the same item count, eh? The topic? 256.
All right,
Oh, damn
that-
you.
That is being in sync.
Yeah, and actually, you're and of course really close times, but that makes sense considering. Although the split between Zelda and Metroid are pretty close too.
Yeah, because he spent more time trying to do Supless LN, and I almost full cleared Zelda. So.
Well, not to
I
mention
didn't have
Supless
like,
Meridia.
anything else. Yeah, I didn't have anything else at that point too, so.
I mean, charge
That's
beam.
so true.
But I love getting grappled, and I was like, do I want to go and do Suitless Shot Tool and actually do Dre? Because I could have done Grapple Escape. I told Hidaka, I'm like, well, I get Titan Summon Go mode, so
Yeah, well, we kind of guessed that. I mean, you did the along the way checks, but I think if say Gravity Suit was like an ice palace, I don't think you were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after he found my ether, he found his gravity like immediately after. So, hey, free time save.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to focus on the immediate depth, and there's just so much up there, density-wise. It's just like, all right, well, this is the easy free play, and sure enough.
All right, Maniacal finishing up with a 332.14.
And Barnes is going to follow very close behind him.
Shoutouts to Ganon for giving me like 20 teleports.
Yeah, we saw that.
Hitaka's like, I'm gonna be ahead of you in Turian.
Yeah, that was really funny because it looked like he. And then of course you just got there just a little bit quicker, and you didn't have to refill Solsky. Hitaka did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to beat
said
Dragon
that.
still, but
He's
I had
like, why
later...
didn't you get my charge? I'm like, well,
Yeah, he could have mirrored after Ganon into Agate Tower.
There you go. Yeah.
hindsight, I
So,
could have got it for you, but we don't know that in a blind race, so
Yeah.
I'm just
Anyway,
like,
So-
Barnage finishing up with a 332.53, and finishing up in second place, the Uklon Marathon team finishing up with a 332.54. So we got the top two teams on the restream. Yeah, GG's to all of you.
Played this out.
I'm shocked.
Well, I wanted these two teams, and I know you guys, especially Maniacal, to face off against each other. So
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
Anyway, GG's.
Yeah, GG to Solsky and Hitaka.
GG, you guys.
good game, dude.
Yeah, so we didn't do this one too right.
Well, in fairness, the biggest difference between the two, there were two main differences between the two teams. The first being that Maximum Barnage, you went to Wreck Ship way late compared to
Yep,
when Hitaka got there.
Yep,
and
Hitaka
that-
was in Wreck Ship and Pod faster than us.
Yep. And then you both had to make the decision of, do I dip Pendant Pod or do I dip Pendant Swamp to look for the items that were left? And Hitaka chose Pod, Barnage chose Swamp. I
At the
mean,
same time,
6 in
like-
one, 5 in the other, same time.
Yeah. So that's where very akin to play. Solsky spent about 3 minutes farming to fight Ridley suitless, and then jumped through the boss door with Varia.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was walking back from finishing Meyer on my second trip in, and he was like, "Oh, here's Varia," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes that substantially easier." But it didn't really matter at that point. There was so much ammo available.
Yeah, and then that gravity suit in that location, you checked it after TR, Solsky checked it before TR. At that point, I knew both of you were basically on the, well, if it's on the way, might as well check it, but we'll just kill Dragon suitless if we have to.
Yeah, when I found Grappling Beam at GT, that was Super Metroid Go mode for me. It was just a matter of where we were going to find my mitts in the Ether Medallion for Barnage, which were the things that were actually missing. And I was like, gravity here probably saves an expectation of about 2 to 3 minutes. And so it's worth doing some of the faster checks. And we hit it pretty quickly, so that was good. It wasn't like in Mitt's Overworld or something where we would have never found it.
Mm-hmm.
And how about that power bomb count on player one's side?
Did you have 50? Because that's what I had.
I had, I think, 45. I may or may not have had 50 by the end. I don't actually know, but I had plenty of power bombs.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had max before like that for like a suitless LN dive. It was really comfy.
Did you go kill Crocomyre's tongue?
What?
I crystal flashed at Croc before at health, if that's what you are referring
No.
to, but okay.
No, I think so. Power bombs are the only things that will deal damage to Crocomyre's tongue in the entire game.
Okay.
and it has a health value, and I think it takes like 90 power bombs to kill.
Yeah, something like that. It's an extension
It's-
category. The best
Okay,
one.
yeah, I didn't even know if it was on the extension board. It's just like weird Super Metroid trivia.
Things you learn at 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday nights.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday morning.
It's still Monday for me for 14
Yeah.
more minutes.
Yep. I
You
got
too,
a
but
few minutes of Monday left.
Tuesday morning.
Oh no, I'm in Central Time Zone as well. I actually have to be up
Yeah.
6 hours. 12-hour
Oof.
shift tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a marathon seed, so. It was
Well,
pretty fun.
it had a nice intro too. Like it gave you both boots and speed booster before 20 minutes.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
started off great, and then from like 1:15 to 2:30, there was just zero progression in either game, and a lot of key things missing. Which that's
Mhm.
kind of how these things go.
Yep, sure is.
So, Solsky, did you end up doing a whole bunch of Suitless Meridia, or did
Yeah.
you stay out of that?
Yeah, no, I did it. It was in
Okay.
Logic, so I did that before doing the Suitless LN, because that was my path thing. I went into Pod without Bow, and then I went, then I found Bow.
Okay.
That was the
So-
fun one. And then
Wait.
did Suitless.
How-
I did Suitless
He
Meridia
did Spy
to-
Cave late. Solsky
Yeah.
gets Spy Cave super late.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I
you-
felt really good about the Spike Cave time.
Yeah,
We
no,
got there
you
really good.
like Red Team, both you and Manako and Barna. Sorry, so like I can't think of names right now. You guys had so many dungeons clears and boss done because Solsky did not find his bow for a while.
yep.
And so like
Yeah, you guys
ultimately-
had the bow late. Earlier, it was kind of funny at one point. Maniacal and Barnage, you guys had the bow, and Solsky and Hitaka had hook shots. So
yeah, that's what separated you guys: hook shots and bows.
Yeah, ultimately, it really didn't matter though at that point, just because it was
Yeah.
it was that kind of seed where you're gonna last location progression anyways for
Yep.
the most part. So
Exactly. The hook shot, as soon as I found it, I was like, oh, this could be really bad. And then there was
Yeah.
nothing behind it. I said, oh, okay, well, we're back to being completely okay.
so
Right,
you know how
everything's
I
neutral.
knew to do Spike Cave was I was thinking fake powder with that mushroom I found, and
Oh my god, I
'cause it
turned the
came out of
mushroom in
Meridia.
before I got the cane.
Yeah,
I felt so bad.
yeah, because powder was like what, hookshot cave I think, or something like that.
Yeah, powder
Powder
was
was-
hook shot. It
yeah,
was
so-
real deep.
I checked that, but before I did that, I was looked at my magic, and I was thinking magic, and then hammer. I was like, oh my god. So I went there, I got bow, and then sequence broke powder. I think that was just heart container, and then did
Okay,
mushroom
yeah.
to. I think I did it to Pod Eastern just to finish that up because they both had items. I still didn't have lamp, so I guess that's irrelevant anyways, since that was so far ahead in the chain. But and then
So-
yeah.
it's another fun one. Like 3 of you, I believe, had silver arrows for Vidi. Barnage, you want to talk about that Vidi fight?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess.
Well, hey, I
I-
mean,
I got
kudos
there-
for surviving it. It was actually pretty well done, but well, you had fighter sword for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I got there, and then I had no notion of it like being difficult, and then I got in there and I was like, wait, I don't have anything to fight this guy with. So I was thinking about chucking bombs, but I was like, I've got a bunch of arrows, I'll shoot him, and then I overshot by 1, and I was like, no, I can't kill the eyeball, and yeah, then I just had to like chase him around in a figure 8, like what I do when I'm 1 hit away from death. So
Yeah, that fight. Apparently, he also had a kind of sketchy cold stare and like a bunch of boss fights that like went partially off the rails because we didn't care and weren't paying attention.
yeah,
And we're just like, where do we go next?
Cold Stare wasn't great. Every boss wasn't great, but they all died. So I guess
In the end, that's what matters, right?
Yeah, so, Solsky, did you end up finding time to do Aga to get Hitaka his charge
No.
beam or no?
Not at all.
No,
I didn't
he sure
either.
didn't.
It was between do that or go to Suitless Ellen. I did Suitless Ellen
Yeah.
just because, I gotta keep pressing the items. Like if
Yeah.
I did that and there's still nothing, like I have grapple for the Suitless like Shack tool. I could
Yeah,
have done plasma. I could have done the grapple escape from Dre, but
I did not have grapple, but I was aga against doing the setup water walk in Skull Woods to go backdoor Meridia at that point because I'd done front of
oh,
Suitless
because you didn't have
Meridia.
flippers.
Yeah,
that's
flippers.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't have flippers, and I didn't want to crab climb Everest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so instead, I was like, well, I'm going to water walk into backdoor Suitless Meridia rather than go get you your charge beam. It turned out, I mean, I got my ice rod out of it. Ahead
Yeah,
of,
that's why I did too.
sequence.
Yep.
So like that could have been a real trap item there.
That's fantastic. Eh?
Yeah,
Dark
I mean-
Mountain to grab to ice. That's pretty rough. But...
Yeah.
Wait, I don't even want to think about the logic here. And you guys had that seed yesterday on Sunday with that crazy logic, and this one, I think if we actually just broke it down, would be as bad or worse when it comes to player one there.
Well, this is also multi-world, so like it can be between two people's games.
Yep.
Yesterday's one-player one was exceptionally crappy.
It really was.
Like let's give it its due.
It was bad.
Yeah, I don't have too much else to say about this one, so I'm going to go ahead and duck out. But again, GG to Hitaka and Solsky. Thanks, Tracy and Kuchiri, for the commentary. It looks like Mind to Me was on tracking. And thanks for the restream and everything. Really fun time. I hope we do more of these multi-worlds. They're a blast.
Yeah, we also had Ricky of Kokiri doing tracking, because trying to
awesome.
have one person track 2 different seeds, I think would have been a nightmare.
We
Agree.
were confusing each other, trying to you both seats had spades in the exact same location. So here I am calling out Sosuke. I was like, wait, am I not going to get silvers? No, Barnes doesn't have silvers. Wait.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, Spacers was just in the same location in both
Yep.
seats. Okay.
All right, but yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
good.
hop out. So take it easy. Thanks for having me into chat.
Yeah, thanks, Maniacal. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for us. I'll let everybody have a last word before we close it out.
Again, you saw everything except for Bombist, Tab, and Mimic. So, nothing really else to say. GG's, guys.
Hitaka, you go first.
Good word. Okay.
Okay, mine is gonna be. It was so good to be able to throw Maniacal through the barbershop window like Shawn Michaels did to Marty Jannetty.
You're not
You know what?
competitive or anything.
Hitaka maybe become my permanent teammate. So
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a replacement.
he's
I'm
like
gonna-
my,
I'm
he's my
staying
Triple
out of
H.
that.
I'm the friend in Soul Skiing Friend.
Yep.
You're the only friend. It's those friends.
Hey now. Let's gear down there, Triple. But yeah. Thanks for hosting, guys. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. And bye.
Thanks, Solsky.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun. Looking forward to more of these, and hopefully at some point a 2v2 multi-world tournament in the future.
Yeah, I think that's been the talk of the SMZ3 Discord. I know. I think now that we can have spoil seeds be blocked, I think that may be a thing here soon. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, it's kind of important because in the past, when you made one of these seeds, it came up with a spoiler list that you could access pretty darn easily.
Yeah, that's like part of the reason why Lino hasn't like pushed it because of the spoiler seed. But so hopefully now that can get on the roll here soon. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay,
so
anything else you want to say, Tracy?
that's all I got. It's the end of the night, so there's not even anything. On all the other speed gaming channels ended up hosting us, so we got nothing else going on here.
We have finally became the ultimate speed gaming channel.
There you go.
Speed Gaming 4.
The Quattro.
The Quattro. I can't wait till we have the Ocho. Just nothing but dodgeball references. Alright. I do hope everyone have a great day. May the Triforce be with all of you, and see you guys next mission.
Yeah, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. And for most of us, good night, wherever you may be.